welcome to The Goods from the Woods. My name is Rivers Langley, and I am here with the Super Friends. That's right. Just came up with that now. We've got a big show for you today, and so I brought in the heaviest hitters I know. Starting off to my left,
Seth Pomeroy.
Yeah,
Hi.
Seth is back on mic
I won't
too.
leave your podcast.
That's fine.
Ever.
Hey, the people have
Sorry,
spoken.
listeners,
They
sorry.
love the Pomeroy. On mic 3,
Seth Pomeroy.
Oh my God, I'm a huge fan.
I'm podcasting's Kyle Clark. I'm happy to be here.
hell yeah. And on mic 4, also a return guest, one of our favorites.
Seth Green.
Oh.
Battle of the
Just a
Sets.
little guy.
Someone stole
Are you
your
here to
NFT.
tell us about what more robot chickens?
I was about to say, when does Robot Chicken come back? Wait, it never left?
I don't know, but I can't hardly wait.
Oh, bam.
I
so many
was
classics.
very problematic in that movie.
I'm Brandie Posey. Hello,
Hell
everybody.
yeah.
What a bunch of
only
rapscallions we are.
Yeah.
Second.
Well, so about once a year, we do a thing that, if I was able to just podcast, I would just do for all times.
Yes.
But about once a year, I have enough free time to put something like this together. It's one of our year-end reviews. So if you clicked on this title, you know what the fuck is up. We're talking about the year 1994.
The year was 1994.
And but before we do that, and we're going to do this as quickly as we can because we got a lot to get to. But here's the thing: I have made mention of this drink.
I'm so excited now.
And I'm sitting here waiting to be heartbroken if everybody isn't as into this as I am. But also, I don't care. This is what I consider the Rolls Royce of energy drinks. Normally, I go into these blind. I pick something funny at a gas station that claims to have good vibes as an ingredient, and that's good enough for a bit.
I try to keep a large portion of my diet full of good vibes. It's part of a rich, a complete breakfast.
Yeah, every sandwich.
But in this case, this is a product that I use all the time. I stand by it. I love it. It is Ray's
Yeah.
Baja Lime.
So
Competitive with the Baja Blast.
Yeah, so I very strategically got some Baja Blast downstairs just so we could
do a one to
do a
one.
little
Ray's
compare and
art.
contrast.
So-
but
This is exciting.
Do either of you guys, are you trash energy drink people?
No.
I just
I
you both
would say,
seem
yeah.
pretty helpful. You do?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, because I like it to purr it to coffee. I'm not a big coffee fan.
Same.
But I don't need energy often, but when I do, an energy drink is the move
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
me more than a hot beverage.
Yeah, and that's what I don't love a hot beverage
Yeah,
in
yeah.
general. It's and then they spill. I've ruined a lot of shirts I like with coffee, whereas
Yes.
like Red Bull is just just goes into the fabric.
yeah,
gives you wings.
This has all of the usual bullshit pablum on the side, as all of them. It says it's got focus. It's got something called BCAAs. Oh, so get excited about that. It's the Baltimore College Athletic Association. They just handle local Baltimore sports. It's got energy. It's got electrolytes and hydration, which is good
I love
because
hydration.
drinks
From a
should
liquid.
have that.
From a
Yes.
liquid, you hope.
The things you drink that are liquid should have hydration. But anyway, it says it's the ultimate energy drink, and
I'm
so,
ready to believe them.
yeah. With no more further ado.
There it is. Solid
Never
crack.
a sound effect.
Oh, there it is.
It's nice. It's nice. It's got a
clear.
nice
That's
clear.
nice. It doesn't have this feels like it should have a thing that says contains no urine on the box.
Yeah.
So
Because again, not a deal breaker, but I'd love for them to tell me that I'm in the clear.
I got into this during my COVID time in Alabama over the
Got into this.
yeah. Well, because there was a Marathon gas station across the street from Opelika High School, and they have the full line of Ray's products.
Oh,
and
snap.
this is the thing with Ray's. I've said this before. I'll say it again. Ray's, they have one good flavor, and the rest of their stuff is kind of trash. But compare that to A La Ninu, which is probably third on my list, but they have the best line.
Okay.
So they have
Yeah,
more
yeah.
consistent. But this...
So-
Specifically.
To
This-
1994, everybody.
1994. Here we go.
to the year
Baja.
it
Let's
was.
Baja blast off. All right.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh, it's nice.
it's
Ooh, that's very
fucking
nice.
delightful.
Suntan lotion.
Delicious.
Yes.
There is light notes of suntan lotion, but in a way that I've always wanted to drink suntan lotion.
Yeah. It's the
Fingers
best
in your
parts of
mouth.
it. I don't feel greasy.
No, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Oh, it's a
anyway,
nostalgic flavor.
I know, right? Yeah,
Right,
there's
this is great.
there's something about it, but this is my absolute
This with
favorite.
like a little single ice cube, like it's a scotch, would
Yeah.
be lovely.
yeah,
I was going to say, I think
I
you
would-
put this on the rocks and tricks it one.
I normally do have it on the rocks. detox.
Yeah, I would sip this in a robe. 10 out of 10.
100%.
But
This
yeah.
feels like something you sip while you're letting the mask firm up so you can peel it off.
Yeah. Yeah, it just feels like luxury.
Yeah, exactly.
This
Well,
is delicious.
all that is to say, Rays, if you're listening, I will stop saying the rest of your products suck ass if you pay me, and then I will shill for this.
Yeah.
This is a product I fucking believe in. 'Cause-
Rays, Kyle at This Is Rad has never said anything bad about the rest of the line.
Apollo, they have a flavor called Apollo that's pretty good. It's got a rocket ship on the side. I believe it's supposed to be a bomb
Apollo and all the other fine flavors you can get with Ray's energy drinks.
I mean,
Yeah.
your mango one is unforgivable. I'm just saying, his the one of the worst things I've
Delicious
ever done.
mango.
Yeah,
A mango energy drink is I've never had a good one.
yeah.
Yeah,
Nope.
I think it's a hard flavor to not
Truly.
immediately turn into battery acid.
Mango's not much of a juice I'm going to throw out.
No. Mm-mm.
Like, it's orange, so you feel like based on other fruits it should be, because you think like, well, maybe it's like a peach, and it super isn't.
No. Not at all. Not at all.
So I'm giving that 5 stars. Shout out to Paul in the UK,
It's
keeping track
delicious.
of all of our energy drink consumption and the reason for my premature death. So
I did drink a Mountain Dew Baja Blast Zero Sugar right before having this.
Yeah.
The Rays is better because I do
Wow.
think the Baja Blast, I do not like it in a can.
yeah,
I think that
It's a
it
real
should
fountain bev.
only be in a
Yeah.
fountain from Taco Bell.
How do y'all
Yeah,
feel
that's where it
about
lives.
the slushy version?
it's more just annoying than anything. It just slows you down. You're like, I know what I want here, and it's not a brain freeze while I do this.
No.
I want to drink all of it in 2 seconds.
You lose your flavor and then you just have like ice
Syrup.
that's like a sickly,
Yeah, the IC.
the color of Elon Musk's skin apparently.
Teal.
yeah,
Yeah.
the IC conundrum. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not into that.
Which, by the way, shout out to AMC for solving that particular conundrum by having ices next to the Coke Freestyle machine.
Yes.
So you can get a Diet Coke, but then instead of ice, fill it up with some real ass icy.
Oh, shit.
People of the world, spice up your life. Check up our 1997 episode, now
That's
available
right.
in the archives.
Well done.
But we are here to discuss the year that was 1994. The year I turned 8 years old in 1994. So I do have memories.
We figured out the stack. I was
Yeah,
7, 8,
I'm 10.
10.
I was
and
12, baby. I'm
so-
old.
Okay.
Middle school kid.
Oh, that's
Dang.
right. And I had 2 older brothers, so I already knew what was happening. my brother scraped the word Nirvana into his bass,
Yeah.
and I thought it was cool
Hell
as shit.
yeah,
So
dude.
I was well aware. of
Had
what
you
was
seen a
happening.
boobie by 1994?
12 years old, cable TV, absolutely.
Okay.
I just I don't know, but
My
cable
dad-
TV
But I know.
in 1994.
My dad had the
12.
full cable package. Of course I did.
Yeah, guaranteed.
But we're going to begin this the way we always begin this. New Year's Eve, 1993. Normally I talk about Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve. This time I actually found some alternative programming. So
Very 94. The alternative.
yeah. So if one were so inclined, you could turn on to the Fox Network, where they had a comedy show going on called New Year's Eve 94, hosted by Richard Jeni,
Hey.
R.I.P. And now here comes this lineup that I don't remember who said it. It very well could have been you, Kyle. That
Entirely possible.
that when we were performing in
Something deriding about comedy.
no. We were performing in Canada.
Oh, yes.
And I believe we were just admiring the fact that Canadian audiences just fucking love comedy, and
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what the fuck it is. If you're just telling a joke and you're inside out of the elements, Canadians love that shit.
You're a hero
And-
to the people.
And I made the joke. I think that I was I described a fantastical lineup that could potentially kill in Canada of just varying strange comedians. And then it turns out I was describing the lineup
Wait,
of this
really?
show. Okay,
Ooh, I'm excited
This
right
is the lineup: George Carlin,
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Strong start. He's pretty good.
Bobcat Goldthwait,
Also a fan.
Love it.
also
love
great.
it.
Penn and Teller,
They're around as well.
yeah, they're working.
yeah.
Sinbad,
Woo, my
Okay.
boy.
I'd love to see Sinbad.
Fucking
in
love
1994.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is almost
fire.
prime, like pre-prime.
Yeah.
and Carrot Top.
Hey, a baby at the time. A babe in the woods.
Not a single
That's the lineup.
steroid at that
Can
point.
you just imagine? There is a point where George fucking Carlin and Carrot Top made small talk.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it killed Bill Hicks, but we'll get there.
Oh, shit.
Well done. I thought you were gonna say
We
Richard
finally
Jenny,
found
and I
it.
was like, Richard Jenny out of this.
Yeah, no. Saint Richard, man. God, he was so fucking funny. Meanwhile, on The Tonight Show, Jay Leno had Richard Simmons, Bill Maher, and musical guest Michael McDonald.
Wow, that's
behind the
that's a
times.
road trip I'd love to watch, like a documentary of. You put
Yes.
the four of them in a car, and just at the beginning it says, like, these four people were put in, they were never seen again. This is the footage.
How's everyone feel about OJ?
Meanwhile, on syndicated television, Merv Griffin had Ray Charles live from Atlantic City doing a song by Leon Russell.
That sounds great.
That
Wow.
sounds
Okay.
good.
Sure.
Cultured.
And now we get to the big kahuna, Dig Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I know he doesn't have Carlin or Carrot Top.
Yeah, so what's the point? The logo is 100% Tribe Called Quest / In Living Color font.
Oh, that's
one
good.
of the
94.
best parts of this time
Yeah.
period.
That's good 94
a
shit.
genre of fonting where I'm like, every day, I'm like, why is this not back in everywhere? Like,
I love it.
Oh, and the event is co-hosted by Mark Curry and Holly Robinson
Mark Curry
from
from
Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
you,
I loved that show when I was a kid. Loved
That's
it.
a great
were
show.
you guys? I imagine we're all in the same run, but Seth might have missed when Mark Curry would show up and heckle people at an open mic.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
that's incredible.
That happened for several years.
Yeah, fucking
Mark-
beautiful.
Mark
Mark
Curry,
Curry.
as if it was an appointment of his, would make point to show up to the same open mic and be hostile to young aspiring comedians.
You know you made
Love
it.
it.
And you're looking at Mr. Cooper and he's talking shit to
People
your face.
didn't believe you, and then you'd go and you'd ask somebody because it sounds like a lie
crazy.
circa 2012 comedy.
Yeah.
And instead, you'd turn to like somebody would walk into the conversation unprompted. And they're like, "Hey, how do you feel like that, Mike?" They're like, "Man, fuck Mark Curry."
It's incredible. God damn. Take the man off TV, put him in the real world, and he's a piece of shit. Maybe not. I love you. Curry, wherever you are.
I still
You've
love
done
him
nothing
despite
to
being
me.
terrible.
Makes me enjoy it
yeah,
more,
yeah.
actually.
I'd like to house sit for you.
We should all hope that we
Welcome to
are that
Hollywood,
funny
baby.
when we are successful.
yeah, exactly.
I wanted to shout out Superb 6970 for uploading all of the television commercials being shown during the New Year's
Oh my
Rockin'
God,
Eve.
you're a goddamn hero.
Love it.
Wow.
That
And
is the best.
Truly, everyone who takes commercials blocks and puts them on YouTube, I would like to personally thank you for making my life better.
Agreed.
this was a time that I'd kind of forgotten this, but it's a time in which seemingly every single commercial is either for the flu, coughing, headaches. It is literally all over-the-counter medicine of just various cold people being like, "I'm going to die if I don't get whatever," and then their wife feeds them a pill and they're back to themselves. But
You love to see it.
That's every commercial except for this really weird promo for. This is the Montel Williams show.
Montel Williams rules.
It's
Yes.
this is cue the audience in on this one. Here we go.
I want you to take a look at this video. It shows a woman marrying her 5-year-old son. Yeah, you heard it right. Mom says it's just an expression of love. What do other people say?
What you're doing is destructive.
I think it's nice. I might even do that.
You're going to cause a tremendous
Whoa.
amount of damage. I don't understand.
How far is too far when it comes to loving your child? On the next month's
What a
homework.
great made-up topic.
So New Year's
and the music, the background music was fucking incredible.
I miss that version of trashy media.
Yeah.
I know, me
I
too.
know.
It's quaint, honestly.
It is.
It's an
heartwarming.
episode they could only show on a night in which most people are drunk.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, wait, what did you say? No, I didn't hear that. That's
They go on a
crazy.
honeymoon or what? What's there?
The lost format of, and hear me out, maybe we bring back the daytime TV show where people yell at a person for doing
So
a thing
good.
that's
The
dumb.
best.
Because I feel like we've just turned that into regular life and the internet now.
Yeah.
Oh,
If
yeah.
we gave these people a place where they can be sat down in an audience and
Yes.
then tell
That's true.
a person who thinks that their plant is sexy that they're wrong and that goes against God, they have a place to be now.
This is
Yeah.
the purpose of daytime TV. I don't want when Oprah gets serious because then that's how we get Dr. Oz. I want Oprah
Yeah.
to be interviewing a child that thinks they're a
Ellen
vampire.
fucked it all up.
Yeah,
It's-
Ellen, all this
Ellen
shit.
should have been having more albino
Fights.
witches
Yes.
Yeah.
bent on creating the national anthem be disco.
Exactly. Who is whose daddy? I want to know.
Yeah. You are not the brother.
God.
The lineup for that evening, Brooks and Dunn, coming off that
Ooh,
Neon
baby.
Moon shit there.
Man, I didn't even mean to bring up Neon Moon earlier.
SWV, which stands for Sisters with Voices.
I loved SWV. R&B in the 90s, like BET and MTV.
Yeah.
There's so much good shit.
It's wild.
And you got sucked into it even if you were like not into that music or didn't know. You just were like,
This is
oh,
good.
yeah, Genuine's awesome. Like it was like I got sucked into all that. So I know about SWV. I got props for SWV wherever you are. Love, respect.
There was the televised marriage of two Laguna Beach firefighters, Laura Turpin and Bob Hutnyan.
Why was it?
How'd they get in there?
I don't know. They both fought fires and
Chuck and Larry, based off of that story, decades later.
Classically.
I tried to see if they were still married, but couldn't find any more information. And then lastly,
Get down to that river space.
I got to get to the bottom of everything.
They got backdrafted.
Telling me firefighters in the 90s are off the grid.
Yeah, they embraced in a kiss right as the house blew up.
Especially Orange County firefighters.
Donald Sutherland Strikes Again. It's a weird movie.
They had Barry Manilow. They had Daryl Hall solo.
Oh, fuck you, Oates.
He had a guy
having plans to go to that party.
Yeah, and the fun thing is Daryl Hall has his grunge hair.
Fuck yeah.
Even though he's
Sick.
not playing anything resembling grunge, but just to make sure, he totally has Eddie Vedder's haircut, except it's blonde.
Oh, I love it.
Which is kind of amazing to watch. And then finally, and these fuckers were on 97 too, a Kiss somehow still...
Oh, it's as if they're a force that'll never die.
Kiss will never die. Kiss is American.
The same way like evil just takes other forms. It's just each form is still Kiss. I'll stay as hostile about Kiss on this episode as I was on the last one.
And the weird thing is, like, this is...
Kiss Army, it's not your fault. Sorry.
This is still no makeup,
No makeup Kiss.
Yeah.
No, they're licking it up.
Yeah. And so fucking Gene Simmons looks like a guy who just sits in the dark and plays StarCraft and listens to Jordan Peterson and aged out of being a school shooter.
I'm going to throw this out, though. Paul Stanley looked great without makeup.
He did.
Yeah.
I agree.
Let that skin breathe a little.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's how we're kicking this thing off.
Okay.
So that's New
Bringing it
Year's
into the new
Eve.
year. I love
Yes.
Yeah, so the next day, NAFTA goes into effect.
Hey.
1 year.
Thanks, Bill.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I pulled this from Jacobin, just a great description of NAFTA. NAFTA was sold in the U.S. with the promise of 200,000 new jobs. It's now generally conceded to have led to the loss of over 600,000 manufacturing jobs. It also promoted the massive dumping of subsidized corn over the Mexican border. Corn from the U.S. suddenly became much less expensive, and this destroyed peasant agriculture. And in northern Mexico, almost all factories of whatever national ownership have either no unions or phantom unions involving corrupt intermediaries that sign pro-business contracts and preclude genuine collective bargaining. So it was basically a way to make farmers go build shit for us while we screw them over. But
Beginning of the
Where were you
year.
then, Neil Young?
It's America, baby. That's why we do this shit.
Exactly. No, I think Neil's still doing Farm Aid. I have a feeling he probably had a strong opinion. You know, if Neil's always right
No,
with
he's
it.
a very calm person. Not reactive at all.
3 days later, Stanford students Jerry Yang and David Philo create a website called Jerry and David's Guide to the World Wide Web. And in April, they would rename this website Yahoo!
Wow.
Where I still have my
Me
email
too. Throw away
address.
emails, baby.
Nice.
Mine's my primary one. There is no greater power move you can have in business than having
That is
people
good.
send I almost said my email on the podcast, but it is a Yahoo email.
I mean, this goes
It
with the
is-
Diet Coke. It's the Diet Coke of email addresses.
100%. I live a life.
and on the exact same day that Yahoo was founded, we get
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A song that I do put on while doing stuff sometimes.
Pure Fucking Moods is the name of this year.
So it's pure. Like now, is this this is Enigma or
Yes,
so
yeah.
This
is when this song. Pure Moods would be later, but
But
you
this
know.
is this also I believe plays at the end of Man of the House.
Man of the House with Chevy Chase, Farrah Fawcett.
Saw it in the theater.
JTT.
This is why I'm safe in this space. Because if I said that in most places with people, they would say, I don't know that. There's no reason to know that.
Nope.
Pure fun fact, I don't think I've actually seen all of Man of the House. I've just seen the end while waiting for something else to come on TV.
Let me guess. They learned to understand each other, accept each other.
Seems
as
like they
their
kind of
family.
had a fun time. We ended up here. They didn't have to save a summer camp. I'm not as interested.
That's right. That's the brakes on his car. You really missed some great stuff. Just let you know.
But this is right up there with the chanting sexy song.
Oh
as
yeah,
the
yeah.
Sort of like
Chant, the
Yeah.
Gregorian chant remix
That's
shit.
the one.
Yeah.
Wait, what's that?
That's the other one that I was thinking of with this. The
Same group?
I
No,
think-
not the same group, but same
Similar
time
style.
period.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Similar
vaguely new agey meets house.
Yeah.
kind of was.
Yeah, yeah.
The
This
only
one, that song's a jam.
yeah, the only time that genre existed, new agey meets
good
house.
shit.
But this band is from Germany, by the way.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Which I always assumed, it was they were
not see that
Native
coming.
Americans or something, but
You
no.
would think so, but no.
Turns out no.
Ricola. They work for Ricola. I think they stole the whole marketing campaign for this fucking song.
This song, by the way, went to number 4 on the Billboard Top 100.
The charts in the 90s are amazing.
It is really good.
And then, just 48 hours later, January 6th, Nancy Kerrigan is attacked at
Jesus.
Cobo Hall.
Never been a great date.
I remember that. My mother would not stop talking about
Is that right?
The original insurrection.
Yeah, the real insurrection at Cobo Hall.
What a grand time having that story be revived is. We got both a fantastic documentary and a masterpiece of a movie.
Oh,
of
I
this
never
little
saw
story.
I Tonya.
Oh, I Tanya's a masterpiece. It is
Phenomenal.
a 5 out of 5.
have to.
Oh, I've got
Phenomenal film.
I've got a short clip I have to show because
Oh.
it is maybe
Okay,
the
cool.
hardest I've laughed in theaters in the last 5 years. So she's in Cobo Hall, which a short year later would be the site of Hulk Hogan throwing the Giant off of Cobo Hall and then murdering him after a monster truck sumo wrestling match. A lot of crazy stuff happens at Cobo Hall.
Yeah.
But anyway.
This is like an event center?
It's like an arena in,
okay.
in Detroit.
They were going to do a performance, and then fucking Galooly gets in there.
Yes.
Tire and iron.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, he wasn't the
hired a
attacker.
man.
Yeah, they hired a guy named Shane Stantz, who's the one who did the
God, I
attack.
forgot about that. Yeah.
The
But
specifics are not.
What a
Yeah.
crazy story.
It's
like-
so stupid.
Just kneecapping.
I know.
well, and the crazy thing is, at least according to the Wikipedia, apparently they just hit her like really hard in the thigh.
Yeah.
Like they didn't even hit her knee. Like
Totally.
Oh,
So,
she
like-
could have been fine.
Yeah.
I've always
there was some
thought
flop.
that Nancy Kerrigan was a little bit of a pussy.
You're not wrong.
It was her screaming.
That's the reason we've been able to get to where we're at in history, where it's a real like there are no winners, so we can just have fun with
Oh
this.
no,
Yeah.
I'm gonna end up
Yeah, exactly.
telling you why I love Nancy Kerrigan by the end of this for sure. But you're right. At the time, she was. I mean, you would think she had died. Like
Yeah, it
she
was
was
such a
on
big
the
deal.
way they put her on every magazine cover, where there's just these.
See, but that was the
Yeah.
footage. Is because she was going, wow.
Yeah,
She's
why?
literally going,
That
"Wah!"
everybody saw that, and it was one of those
Everywhere.
things that became like, whatever. Everyone was aware of it and sympathetic.
She's
to her,
our
but-
Princess Diana.
Yeah.
She was
in many ways. Yeah,
the closest we got.
yeah. She except she
Oh.
didn't die. She just got
yet.
hit on the thigh really hard.
But to be clear, Tonya Harding. Now, did she order this thing?
She was
to
not
happen?
involved.
She was
Yeah.
not.
Oh, her boyfriend
her
did.
boyfriend did it.
Okay, so I
based
never-
on her worries.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the movie
Louis.
I Tanya,
Louis.
that was my favorite movie of that year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
100%.
It's
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
incredible.
Phenomenal.
But the guy who steals the show is the guy who plays Sean Eckhart.
Oh my God,
who
that
is the-
fat fucking idiot.
Fucking
is the
Richard Jewell.
co-conspirator.
It's the best.
Oh, it's that guy.
It's the best fucking performance I've ever
Truly,
seen.
he
Yes.
should have won a goddamn Oscar.
Like he knows that guy
Yeah.
so well.
awesome.
So
Oh.
this is him. He gets approached by Tonya Harding's boyfriend to help in taking out Nancy Kerrigan, and then in the film they're interviewing him. And then what's crazy is in the credits they show side by side
The real interview.
the real footage and this shit, and it is exactly
He
it's
nails
spot
it.
the fuck on.
There's this feeling out there that the one who was power mad, the one who was megalomaniacal, was you.
Incorrect. I am a professional bodyguard and an international counterterrorism expert. I work around the world for espionage agencies,
But Sean, you don't.
but I do.
But Sean, we checked, and you don't.
But I do.
But you don't.
But I do. I should be quoted as an expert in terrorism trends and profiles.
Where?
In I believe was a travel magazine a couple of years ago.
Yeah. So anyway,
So good.
shout out Paul Walter Hauser, one of the best actors of our generation.
Absolutely.
The fact
Incredible.
that guy existed before Reddit is crazy
Yeah.
because that is like
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. It did. Where was Sean Eckert on January 6th? Does anyone know?
Yeah, no
Because
shit.
it seems like he would have been there if he.
I think there's like one like an empty rascal spot. I feel like
But yeah, the goal was to get her out of the national championships, which they did. Tanya Harding won those. Then we get to the Olympics, and Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding both got their asses kicked by Oksana Bayul.
Yeah.
Damn Ukrainian.
One of the
coming in
many
there.
things that's part of the masterwork of that movie. Is
Yeah,
that
oh,
it's
yeah.
just that all these assholes got nothing.
Yeah, they all went to jail.
Yeah.
Tanya Harding got
That's
banned for life from competing in skating.
Poor fucking Tanya.
Yeah, I know. Poor Tanya, man. Yeah.
That the price of gold 30 for 30 doc is a great addendum to it too. 'Cause
Yeah.
it
Really.
really puts a beautiful like she gets
Yeah.
to sit and talk at it and you're like, oh man, you are not to be fucked with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
also the sex tape was a big deal, right? Because I remember that. I think they
forgot
sold
about
it.
that.
It's Sam Goody. I feel like because I remember like looking at it, and my
sounds
dad
I
was
think
like,
in
"No,
the
no."
parking lot of Sam Goody.
Perhaps wasn't it licensed and sold to Penthouse or something? I don't know. I feel like
I
it
don't
was,
At
but I don't.
that
know
time, I mean,
maybe
yeah, that,
Pam and Tommy
I
and the
could see
Paris
it.
Hilton ones did. I
Yeah.
know.
right.
Okay, I don't know. You know, you Google it, internet. You're out
Yeah.
here listening.
Yeah.
Tell me what I did wrong. Tell me what I don't
Totally
know.
forgot that existed.
Tell me what I don't know. You.
the Olympics, they were so sure that Nancy Kerrigan was going to win that when Oksana Bayul won, it took them 20 minutes to find the Ukrainian national anthem on CD. And
Fuck yeah.
somebody told Nancy Kerrigan that Oksana was getting her makeup touched up. And Nancy Kerrigan's quote was like something to the effect of like, what's the fucking difference? She's going to cry it off in 5 seconds anyway.
Yeah,
Damn.
And
I would have clubbed her in the leg for saying that. All right,
Yeah.
all right. Get the turn.
And Nancy Kerrigan skipped the closing ceremonies to go be in a parade at Walt Disney World because Walt Disney World Resorts was one of her sponsors. And she was caught on microphone, and this is exactly how it's written, caught on microphone saying to Mickey Mouse, quote, "This is dumb. I hate it. This is the corniest thing I've ever done."
And Mickey Mouse is like, I only have this job, so
minimum
I'm a
wage.
26-year-old girl inside of here.
I'm
Yeah,
happy
I'm
to
not-
get the paycheck. I don't.
Yeah, I'm not actually Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
I have to tell
And then
ya.
she's like, "Oh, I thought you were a celebrity."
No
can't
habla,
get you out of this.
no habla inglés, Miss Kerrigan. No habla
Sinbad
inglés.
walks up to Mickey Mouse and is like, "This looks great. I'm having a great time." And that's why he got to protect the president's son.
Wait, so she wasn't at the medal ceremony, so she didn't take silver?
Well,
she wasn't there for
she
that?
skipped the closing ceremony. I think
Oh,
she
okay,
got
got
silver
it.
in her
Oh,
thing.
She got hers and
Okay.
then got out.
Yeah, and then
Okay,
she got
got it,
out. And then after that, Disney was like, "Hey, what the fuck?" And her quote was that basically she was talking about wearing the medal on the parade float was corny.
Yeah, that's what she meant.
And then she said, "Who could find fault with Mickey Mouse? He's the greatest mouse I've ever known." So she is really sarcastic and cool.
Yeah.
So I kind of like Nancy
Plus,
Kerrigan.
her and Jerry dated for a while, so like that's a different mouse that she's got weird stuff with.
Yeah, that's true.
And then this is like one of my favorite things I've ever read. Commenting on the backlash, Mike Barnacle of the Boston Globe.
Made up.
I know.
Fake.
He said, "Yar, this all be an embarrassment on American athletics."
had to say.
Michael Barnacle's my father. Call me Mike Barnacle.
I'm Mike Barnacle.
Call me Deep Sea Mike Barnacle.
Mike Barnacle of the Boston Globe said, quote, "Now that this thing is over, we've got to kill her."
Yeah.
Wow. Good stuff. Right. January of '94. And everyone was just fucking.
Gloves off.
Hell yeah.
Knives out. Now that this is over,
That
we
rules.
have to kill
That's
her.
right. It's a new year, bitch.
That shit. Fucking, I read that
incredible.
like an hour before we got together. And I was laughing my fucking
Oh my
ass
God,
off.
that's amazing.
Mike Barnacle.
That's when journalists were journalists.
yeah.
Yeah.
Props to Mike Barnacle.
Yeah, shout out Mike Barnacle. Hottest bars in
Sticking to
'94
his
so far.
principles.
That's right. Hang on.
January 10th, Ukraine announces that it'll give up the world's third largest nuclear arsenal, and that would have no ramifications in the future.
Should've done that.
Yep.
Super
history
worked
to
out.
Stop there on that one.
I wonder if that's because of Oksana.
Yeah.
It's a real good shot.
Yeah, no shit.
Hey, we got a gold medal now. Who needs defense against the hostile enemies that surround us?
yeah.
Oh, they're-
Hostile enemies. That's
We got a new brand. We're a skating country now.
Hey, that country to our north, they got a drunk leading it now. They're never coming for our shit. Here, have them back. The next day, in a speech, Vice President Al Gore said, quote, during my service in the United States Congress, I took the initiative in creating the internet.
Yes.
Whoa.
And we thank
Really?
you for it, Al.
It's never been bad.
Creating products that would make your wife furious on the internet.
That's right.
It's so funny because at this point, when people started making fun of him for that, it was at a point in which we still felt good about the internet. So it's like, haha, it's so ridiculous that Al Gore would take credit for such a great
And
thing.
now he has to go to the Hague for it.
Yeah, and now
Yeah.
it's like, actually, if we had one guy to blame, that would rock because we could, guillotine them in the street. He may not have created the internet, but on that day in that speech, he did create the term, and it's still my favorite way to refer to the internet, information superhighway. Yeah.
Then call us the information superhighwaymen.
Vroom, vroom.
That's beautiful.
But yeah, and then just 3 days later, we get this single gets released.
Oh shit! Gangster rap comes to Madison, Tennessee.
Yeah. So this is
So I'm
Seth.
like,
Seth
what?
this is the sound of Seth coming online.
That's right. Am I this? So I'm
Is
really.
this the most significant middle school song
Oh my god!
of all time, maybe?
Absolutely. And
Not until my name is when I am in middle school.
yeah, that's a better. Yeah, this song. Wait, was this the video that had the?
When they're at the party.
Well, did it open with the cold open where he's like at the girl's house? Which one is that?
That's nothing but a G thing.
Okay, yeah. So I saw that video, but I had no fucking idea what any of this meant. Of course, I was just like, "Wow, it's crazy."
It's this
And,
is the height of the blurred out outfit as
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And like it's so like I was with my dad at the mall and we were driving back and my dad like when he does this stuff he'll pause and be like, "Hey guys, I just want to let you know like I love you guys. I love you. I really love you guys." And it was quiet and I was like, "You don't love me. You just love my doggy style." What? And my dad was like, "What the fuck? What the fuck did you say?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. It's a video on TV. It's on MTV." And he was like, quiet again. And he was like, "Never ever say that again to me." And I went, "Okay." And then that was the end of it. And I was like, "What's doggy style?"
I will point out that I know the words to this song because of the Gourds.
The
cover.
Gourds, yeah, indeed, yeah, good cover. But yeah, this
Wait, is that like
It's a country version.
Yes.
yeah, there's
the bluegrass
a
version,
blugrass
yes.
version of this.
It
Yeah.
rips super hard. But there's a handful of times where like a hip hop cover as something has felt good instead of just shitty and ironic.
Yes. The gimmick of being like, I'm singing a gangster song with like a full
And the
singer
Gourds were
would.
like, this is
Yeah.
just singing about doing drugs. We were going to do that anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so this is huge rap single.
Oh, yeah.
This is one of the biggest rap singles of all time.
This is a fun moment to remember that I'm not the same age as Snoop. I always feel like I am the same age as him, but I'm like, oh no, you're much older than I am.
Yeah, how
Got a good
old
10
is he?
years
He
on. Well,
looks
because he's
incredible.
young.
Yeah. He's young at this
He's
point.
19 in G things. So he might
Yeah,
be
yeah.
like 20, 21
Oh,
by this
shit,
time.
right.
Yeah, he's got 10 or 11 years on me at least.
Yeah. So this comes out. The record comes out in November of '93.
Saves the 90s.
But this is the day the single is released, and and then that's on January 15th. 48 hours later. That's shout out to our friend at Dadgum, y'all. Shout out to Tink. Recommended this one. 48 hours later, NBA Jam Tournament Edition is
Yes.
Huge deal.
released. Which
He's on fire.
That's
Yeah,
right. I
well,
had friendships just so I could play this game.
I mainly wanted to comment on the hidden characters, which are Heavy D, the Beastie Boys, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, Bill and Hillary Clinton, Al Gore, and Prince Charles.
yeah, amazing.
God. Hillary should have brought this up in 2016. She would have won.
She would have gotten at least a couple more points in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Was she in the remake? Because Obama's in the remake.
Oh, is that right?
And so
I don't
it
know.
would have been funny if they just used the same asset years later.
America the remake.
She got bumped
Obama's
for
in the-
Obama. It'd be
Yeah.
hilarious.
They still call Will Smith the Fresh Prince.
Jazzy Jeff is now just Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeffrey?
But yeah, that's January 17th, 1994. You get your NBA Jam, but unfortunately, most people in LA did not get to play that day because at 4:31 a.m.,
right.
the Northridge earthquake, measuring 6.6 on the Richter scale, causes $30 billion in damage and leaves 57 people dead and 8,700 injured. And one of us was here for
I
that.
fucking rode that bad boy out full on. I am about less than 30 miles from the epicenter of the quake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember because I have a distinct memory because it was right before President's Day, and there was talk that there was some Power Rangers event that was going to be happening on President's Day, and I was pretty excited going to bed that night. And
They were
then
going to summon the Megazord to kill
it
Bill Clinton.
started to I remember being woken up, and my room was shaking, and then literally my bed shot in the air, went almost vertical and then landed again and did that twice. And I will never forget the terror I felt. I thought it was a monster coming out from under my bed.
Well, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
And then shit went. I'm really nervous now because my room currently is super not earthquake safe. But like at the time it was sort of all right. And so then I remember my folks grabbed. I had the firehouse from Ghostbusters that was right near my door and it had fallen, and so my mom had to jump over the firehouse to come get me.
No.
My race car bed, which I was in by the way at the time, was hopping up, so it must have looked hilarious from the outside.
Yeah, seriously.
And so our street split in half. Our house foundation shifted. Most of the glass antiques my mom has owned from her family over hundreds of years were instantly shattered.
Of course,
Shit.
yeah.
My dad got the gas off, and so then it was just we were without power or gas or heat or lights for a while.
Wow.
We got very lucky because that was back when my dad used to race cars, and we had a motorhome for when we go out racing. So we actually got to stay in the motorhome for chunks of it.
That's fun.
And then we were in a hotel for a month. It was about 2 months, I think, we were out of our house. Only 1 month where we were full tilt. They had to parts of our house look nicer than when we got the house because natural disasters have just slowly allowed us to shift things. It was before we had a pool too. I think about what a nightmare that would have been.
That would have sucked so bad. Oh my God.
And so, but yeah, and we were out of school for a month and change.
Yeah, I was wondering what was the deal with school.
The schools got destroyed.
Yeah.
So they had to rebuild every school in in a month.
Pretty badass.
Plus, the best is I've listened to the Simpsons writers talk about working on the show because they were right in the same area, so all their offices got destroyed. The Fox lot got rickety wrecked.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And I remember Matt Groening saying something. He was I just remember looking out at the wreckage of the valley and thinking we're gonna be able to miss a date this week. We get to push something back. And I guess they had to pull a couple of the animators who were trying to still work out of the building as it was collapsing.
Oh God.
But it was. It's weird because it's the last in this general area crazy ass earthquake we've had.
Yeah.
And I think it's part of why I never feel it's why I don't feel most earthquakes. I think they don't register. I was saying downstairs we had in 2020 a decent little shaker, and it was at 2 a.m. or something like that. And I remember texting every friend I could think of who wasn't from California to check in on them. And I do live with the dread of this could literally this could happen this second. But at the same time it's terrifying and fucks everything up. But then you just rebuild it. It's and then you're sort of all right, in a while this will happen again. But compared to tornadoes or hurricanes,
that's what I was gonna say.
I'd prefer an earthquake.
I'll take an earthquake over a tornado 100% of the time because an earthquake may happen at any time. A tornado is going to happen to you a couple of times a year.
Well, no, my thing I would say is there's less dread involved with an earthquake because with a hurricane you have at least a few days worth of a warning that it's coming. With a tornado you have at least a few minutes of warning to worry about it. With an earthquake it's we could die in the next second, and it's
it's liberating.
Dying in an earthquake is not impossible, but I think
much harder.
Hard, especially living here at this point, especially after the 94 earthquake. Everything got up to earthquake code. That's the funniest thing when I travel is I see all those lovely brick buildings and things that an architecture and other parts that we can't just have because we got to put rebar and fucking plaster on everything so that it doesn't all collapse to sand the moment that the earth starts. Because I look at buildings in New York or in DC and I'm an earthquake hits this and it literally liquefies. Whereas everything here is kind of built to it'll get fucked up, but there's a certain level of infrastructure that has been set up for look, we have literal apocalypse rules for these buildings. And so it's a lot of it's just knowing your key stuff. But it's brutal, but it's such a Band-Aid.
Right.
Where it's something awful happens and then now and it's one of those ones that's nice too in a weird way because it happens to everyone. It's not even a house fire or a something. If you live within 60 miles of where this happened, you've all had a terrible time at the same time.
Right.
There's
it brings you together. It's that beginning of the pandemic vibe.
Exactly.
Where you're let's all be a community. Care about each other for a second.
Does a great earthquake.
I'm doing
when
an
they're all
open
standing outside. That's so how it is. Which I thought was wild.
Hey, I'm doing an open mic on the Flaming Rubble.
It'll happen.
It will happen. It will absolutely
100%.
happen.
Well, I will see you all at the wreckage open mic after this next earthquake.
As long as it's not a pay for play, I'll
I was
be
going to
there.
say
In fact, book us for the good rubble gig.
January 22nd, 1994 was
My birthday.
Was the WWF Royal Rumble.
Which they did in honor of me.
In honor of you. And
they were like, congratulations, welcome to being 6, Kyle.
And I know, you know,
7.
None of y'all are particular hardcore wrestling fans, but I'm just going to read this short paragraph. And this,
you know I love a wrestling paragraph.
This might convince you because I'm just going to talk about one match. The Royal Rumble itself, Bret Hart and Lex Luger both
hardly a royal affair.
They went over the rope at the same time and their feet touched the ground at the same time. So then there were 2 qualifiers. It was whatever. But there was a match. The Undertaker took on WWF champion Yokozuna in a casket match.
Ooh, a casket match.
Yeah, so that match can only be won when your opponent is beaten so badly that he can be placed in a casket and then have the lid shut on him.
Yokozuna's so big, though.
Bingo. Well, here's the thing. Here's the little wrinkle. It was revealed on TV in the weeks prior that Yokozuna had an unnatural fear of caskets.
Oh, no.
The Undertaker even popped out of one and scared him. During the match itself, all of the bad guys beat the shit out of the Undertaker and shoved him in the casket to end the match. The Undertaker appeared on the video screen at the end of the aisle, vowing to return. The casket then exploded, and the Undertaker was seen rising up to heaven.
Love that Undertaker went to heaven.
I know, right?
Yeah. All that
Well, he was working babyface.
He seemed like a real goat.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then he would come back to beat Yokozuna at the 1994 Survivor Series after an assist from Chuck Norris. So all I'm saying is wrestling should be watched. It's culturally important.
I love wrestling whenever
Yeah.
I watch it. I just
Yeah.
won't commit to it because it's the same thing as comic books to me because it feels like the time
Yeah,
commitment to
you're
it.
right.
I'm just like, I can't.
Yeah.
I refuse because I'm an absolutist.
We call them the Mike Lawrence
Yeah,
sports.
I'm the same way.
Yes.
If
Yeah.
they didn't get you early, it's probably like, you guys can just have that one. And
I refuse to give it the time that I would need to be a good fan of it.
Yeah,
and I will not be a half-ass fan.
I feel like you and I perhaps enjoy it the same way, which is just through Rivers Langley.
Yes.
Yeah. I love hearing about it.
I cannot recommend enough if instead of getting into wrestling, you start a lifelong friendship with Rivers Langley.
Yep.
No,
Yeah, I'll
absolutely.
tell you all the stuff you need to know.
There is car rides yearly where I'm just like, I'm gonna get updated and I'm gonna be sitting, and I know none of this, so I'm gonna be fascinated by every second of this.
That's kind of what I figured with that. I was like, well, they need to know about the
Love
Undertaker
it.
flying away to heaven.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
like John Travolta at the end of Grease. January 30th, 1994, the Dallas Cowboys beat the Buffalo Bills 30-13 at Super Bowl 28
The Dallas
at the
Cowboys.
Georgia Dome. And this makes the Buffalo Bills the only team to both play and lose 4 consecutive Super Bowls.
Congratulations to them.
And they have a 0-4 franchise record at the Super Bowl that stands to this day.
Remember when the Cowboys seemed like a hateable football team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pre-game show was titled Georgia Music Makers and featured Charlie Daniels, the Georgia Satellites,
Yeah.
Crisscross, and the Morehouse College Marching Band.
I love
now,
this
I want to
lineup.
see that.
That's
I would
fun.
go
like
to that today.
Yeah, that sounds great.
I like that quite a bit.
It
Georgia Satellites and Crisscross alone, I will accept as a tour.
It also featured the United States Trampoline Association performing during Jump by Crisscross.
This is the greatest piece of entertainment I've ever heard.
Wait, is there video of that shit?
Oh, yeah. It's the
Oh
Super
my
Bowl
God. People are
halftime.
jumping on trampolines while they're singing the song about
While they're
jumping?
singing Jumping,
Wow,
yeah.
that's great.
What did they do for Don't Tell Me No Lies and Keep Your Hands to Yourself?
Oh, yeah. Okay, you don't want to know. You don't want to know.
They were jingling and change in a pocket.
Yeah.
Love that song.
It's weird when you retroactively really have a lifelong dream. You just found out about it, which is being in the United States Trampoline Association.
So in the summertime at Knott's Berry Farm, they have a show where they just have trampolinists do some trampoline stuff to popular songs
Still?
of the day. Oh yeah,
In the current
And
year?
Cool.
I legitimately every year watch it, and for a half a second as they are bouncing around doing tricks to Uptown Funk, think to myself, did I fuck up my life by not becoming a trampolinist?
Ziggy zaggy ziggy zaggy. Oh,
Yeah, there we go.
Just with me on
Juggies.
this. Forgot that was the thing. What a wild thing that
Oh
was.
man, yeah.
I love that Comedy Central sort of gets a 10% handicap on their horrifying content.
Oh, you know what? I fucked that up. That was the pregame show. The halftime show was titled The Wavy Lays Rockin' Country Sunday and featured Clint Black, Tanya Tucker, Travis Tritt, Winona Judd, and the finale included a special appearance by Naomi Judd. Who could have seen that coming?
Oh,
wow. Yeah, and they all sang Love Can Build a Bridge, but who gives a shit? 48 hours later, motherfucking Dookie is released, which is, man,
Pretty good record.
What a
5 singles?
yeah.
Seismic.
5 singles. This is actually the number 54 on the list of best-selling albums of all time, and it is the second highest punk album behind Nevermind on that list.
Oh, nice.
So fucking no small feat. They sold 20 million copies of this fucking record, and
This is the era of Green Day that it's great. But the new stuff is
So,
right?
okay,
It's
thank
not
you for
good.
setting me up to go on my rant.
About
Let's hear it.
Let me get to it the way I did on the 99 episode, because I can never repeat it enough.
Kyle wants to be a minority.
Yes, so here's my deal. When people talk about Green Day now, it is some fucking erasure of the most foul kind. Because they go, Dookie, something, something, American Idiot. Can you believe they made this good album and then this album that is also an album? And they ignore the fact that they made 3 transcendently excellent, best of their career without debate albums that they ignore, and they are Insomniac, Nimrod, and Warning. Nimrod is a perfect album. It is the best thing Green Day will ever do after they die and we sort this shit out. It'll be the only thing we're that and the Baseline of Longview. But like it is infuriating me because I like this album, but it is my 4th favorite Green Day album.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, their first era is like Kerplunk, very punk rock. It's not as melodic, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like
when they're still just like, yes, we sound like Crim Shrine.
yeah. And then this is where this era made a lot of sense.
Yeah,
I don't
is
know any of the later
perfection.
stuff. So,
And then because the Insomniac has Brain Stew,
Yeah, that's all
the
rules.
most learned song in the history of guitar. And
Totally.
no one fucking talks about it.
that's all rules.
That's how deep the erasure is. Every person in this room can play Brain Stew. No one publicly will acknowledge that great album exists. Like I just hate it because
I love it.
I don't hate Green Day, but I hate the parts of Green Day that people talk about. And it's not even this. I only get mad at this because then they ignore the ones after. It's just American Idiot and Beyond is all swill. Trashy garbage
there you go.
swill.
That's what I wanted. God damn it. We're here.
But again, 4 nearly perfect albums. So Green
Okay,
Day
I
fans,
believe
have
it.
a conversation with me. I dare you to defend Trace or Trey.
Everyone had this record, right?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
of course.
oh yeah,
for
if not
sure.
your best friend did.
Yeah,
down the street
yeah,
or whatever.
this-
Yeah, heard it 1,000 times.
This is our generation's what the joke from Wayne's World. Like
Yeah,
if you
it
lived in the
comes in the box of the
suburbs,
time.
it was issued to you.
I would say
Goes live, yeah.
for people of our age, just younger enough that Kurt Cobain is fucking dead by the time we're 10.
yeah.
This is the rock and roll record
Yeah,
of
yeah,
the generation.
Yeah.
I think I was just right before it's Nirvana and Pearl Jam was the thing for
Yeah,
us.
it's-
Yeah. You
right
got a
before.
couple years.
Yeah,
You're
just like-
right there.
Yeah, that
Like-
2-year window with older brothers. That's
I maintain Doggy Style and Dookie are
Yeah.
how American pop music is like saved after Kurt Cobain blows his fucking head off. Is like it is sitting at a void
That's
of
true.
sadness and collapse, and then luckily some stoned kids from Berkeley and Snoop Dogg showed up. You don't have to feel bad.
totally.
We're gonna enter the mid '90s. I'm here, right?
That's right. The safe, beautiful mid-90s.
The next day, Sonic 3 comes out.
Hey!
Who's that?
Is that the one?
Knuckles?
Not yet.
No, that's Sonic and Knuckles.
That's
Sonic 3
that's in October.
Is that the one with the Michael Jackson soundtrack?
Indeed,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, yes, I just
That's-
read about
That's
this.
what I was wanting to talk
Fucking
about.
this is
all
my
the
favorite
music.
show in the world.
Yeah. So
I just read about that nonsense. It doesn't
Well, because
matter.
they finally confirmed it.
Let's get
It's
into
been
it.
it's been an open
Okay,
rumor
yeah.
for years, and then very within this year, the
Yeah.
parties came forward and like, yeah, this is all Michael Jackson.
yeah.
crazy.
So yeah,
Why
the-
not? Michael Jackson, why
Michael
not?
Jackson worked on the soundtrack at some point.
I take good soundtrack.
Stories differ. Either Michael dropped out of the project because the 16-bit music sucked, or they dropped Michael because he kept fucking kids. But one of them,
I also
Yeah.
think it
Sega
must have been
didn't-
something with Moonwalker. Could have been an issue as well. I think that is that he had
Oh,
already signed the
construction,
deal
yeah.
for Moonwalker.
well, no,
so-
I think it was the same team that worked on both because
Oh.
Moonwalker's earlier. Yeah, so this is like I think that's how he met this.
interesting.
The team or whatever. But yeah, someone did a remix where they kind of make it pretty obvious that the ice cap level is just the song "Smooth Criminal."
Oh yes, which is also in Moonwalker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, holy shit. That's hilarious because I totally played this
yeah, I did too.
and did never put it together.
This was this was in constant heavy row. As I've said many times, I was a See,
someone threw the vocals
They
on
threw
top.
Michael in there.
They should have put in the Alien Empire vocal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Yeah. It's at the,
It's really in our case. Yeah.
I forgot that existed until right now. I'm like,
It's in
Solid cover. Solid cover.
I thought it
From
was
the grand
cool.
era of a band, you want to get popular,
Yeah.
do a cover.
Of course.
Get famous
Yeah.
of a cover like you're a 60s rock band.
That's right.
but yeah, that's going on. The next day,
God, they're 3 Sonics deep by 94.
fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And Knuckles out by the end of the year.
Yeah, in
right?
October is when
So that's
Sonic and
they
Knuckles
made
comes out.
4 Sonic games in like 2.5 years.
They had to catch
Yeah.
up to all the fucking Mario games. They're like, we'll just make 4 now.
yeah.
I will shout out, if anybody is ever interested, the book Console Wars, that's about the Nintendo Sega war through the 90s, is a fucking phenomenal book on what should be a bunch of dorks running companies. And the writer does such a good job of like dramatizing what should be an annoying, shitty book. And there's a couple like moments like that where they're talking about the Sonic games, and truly they're just like the guys like, we're in war effort. Like, we must beat Nintendo at all costs.
That's
amazing.
Awesome. Yeah, I really want to read that
It's
book.
really fun.
Yeah, it looks
I
awesome.
started going like, is this really going to happen? And then
Yeah.
now I've come to discover that like video game bios are kind of my books about presidents, where it's like a thing like I can't talk to people about it, but I enjoy reading.
That's awesome.
2 days later, February 4th, Reese's releases Nutrageous.
Ooh, big
the
fan.
funniest candy bar name
right.
of all time.
Yep. Outrageous.
And then also the same day, Hershey's releases Cookies and Cream, which
An
is
underrated bar.
but also, my note on that was I was like, it's kind of the perfect candy bar for 1994 because it's like, yeah, I guess,
Yeah, fine.
I guess we want this.
Imagine the Hershey's boardroom just like, Nutrageous came out in the same. Like, somebody got fired.
Cookies and
Yeah.
cream.
Somebody got fired. This is what we have.
I believe
You let us get fucked
Exactly.
by Reese's, and they're Nutrageous. Although they'll sell the
I think
cookies and
they're
cream
the-
only good as a fun size. Too much bar
Yeah.
Yeah,
for,
yeah, yeah.
for a full size.
I think
Agreed.
they're the same company. I think Reese's is
Yes,
part
they
of
are.
Hershey's. Yeah, but still,
Still inner company.
This,
Like,
this
that
by the
Team
way,
Reese's.
I just need to shout this
Lexus
out.
and Toyota have a feud with each other.
This is the year that Reese's really starts feeling its oats because not only is it Nutrageous year, this is also Reese's Puffs come out this year too. Yeah,
Now,
Love.
has the pieces
Love a
been
puff.
temporarily discontinued yet?
I
went
feel
away
like
for a
those
while.
are-
There was
yeah.
a brief period.
They went away.
Because
Yeah.
I Reese's Pieces is probably one of my top 10 candies.
Yeah. I
And-
think it's definitely up there. You
and-
forget
and-
about it because of this
it got
period
pulled.
of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, got taken
Yeah.
away. Now there's too much
You can-
Reese's.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, it's everything, dude. Yeah, it's.
But I can get like a 90-cent box of pieces periodically, and it's
Perfect.
the same one from the movie theater. But I'm just like, fuck you. I went to a store first movies.
Damn straight.
and apparently they also released something called Hershey's Cookies and Mint, which died off immediately. Was
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Was brought back in 2005, died again, was brought back in 2020, and died again. So
Oh, wow.
they've tried to make this goddamn Hershey's Cookies and Mint bullshit work for
Hey,
a
man,
while.
I love candy so much.
It looks very good in my.
I just started going to my own little brain. It's so sweet.
If you smoke pot at all, which I do, any eating of any kind of candy treat thing
I've-
is necessary and it's terrible.
Taylor and I talk about how we're a
Should be
candy
ashamed.
couple, and it's said with both pride and shame. But like we are genuinely a couple who like a lifeblood of our relationship is going and buying and eating
Yes.
candy.
I have
Oh,
that with
for
ice
sure.
cream. Me and Holly do ice cream like
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
Also, Nutrageous
embarrassing.
was apparently called Acclaim at first. I don't know
Shitty
why.
name.
A terrible
Yeah.
name.
Let's get a
Zero
little more
sex
wild.
jokes attached to that.
A little
Yeah,
more
yeah.
MTV generation, please. Outrageous.
But yeah, the same day all that good shit comes out, Geffen Records acquires and re-releases an obscure 1993 single from a record label called Bong Load, and it started catching fire on college radio. So David Geffen said, "What the hell? Let's
I take
give it
a
a
guess?
yeah, absolutely."
Is it detachable penis?
Oh no, sir! In the-
I aimed too low.
In the time of
Yeah.
chimpanzees,
I was a monkey.
indeed.
I fucking love Beck.
Yes, yeah.
That's
Big
pretty
old
fucking great.
fan.
And even more of a fan now that he's done with the Scientology
Yeah.
nonsense.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
could just really embrace because I was always.
I think that's how much of an enabler I am. I was like, I'll look past this.
He was-
Midnight
he
He
Vultures
was
is too
born-
good.
When you're born,
Born
into
into
it,
it.
Yeah,
it's a different story.
Yeah, it's like when a kid went. You don't get mad at a kid who went to Catholic school.
Yeah, exactly. They got out.
Yeah.
Eventually,
God
it's all good.
damn,
He's funny as shit at concerts. I've never seen him live, but videos I'm always like, man, you seem like a
I've
blast.
seen him
yeah,
live
yeah.
once. I wish I had been less of a fucking butt when I'd seen him. But because it was good. It was for Guerrero, which I didn't. It's not my favorite one,
No,
and it
no.
was a real Guerrero heavy set. So
Oh,
I was sort of
okay.
like missing some of my weirder ones, like.
Oh.
But truly, I would totally go see him again. I
Yeah.
am. The older I get, one of those weird artists where like I liked, and the older I get,
Yeah.
the higher they shoot up on the list.
Yeah. Now, in the 1997 episode, we kind of were talking about the discussion of if you're making a movie set in this year, what is the song that is playing over the Warner Brothers logo to set
This.
And I think
fully agree.
it's this.
100%.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's either this or it's something off Dookie.
Well, I was gonna say it's this or Longview or Gin and Juice.
Yeah,
It's one of
or
those
Gin
three.
and Juice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All three of them are pretty iconic.
And I feel like this kind of splits the difference between the two.
Yeah,
Which is to
yeah.
me why, like, because 94 to me is one of those grand years where, like, rap and rock music are truly, like, we are equally dominating culture.
Yeah.
Like, and meanwhile, country is 10 steps ahead and going, like, nice work, losers.
Yeah, exactly. Country is low key outselling
We've
both
so far
genres
taken
combined.
over all of the Super Bowl and all of New Year's. You can fuck right off with your little jams. But at the same time, they're making some of the best music ever.
This would go on to peak at number 10 on the Billboard Top 100 and
Choking on the splinters.
Yeah, I mean,
There it is.
Boom, right there.
Can't let the beat drop. Can't let the beat drop without someone doing the
I
lyrics.
was learning Spanish.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone now knows
Bilingual.
I am a loser in Spanish. That's the
Yeah.
one thing all Americans know how to say. This by the way, his full record would come out March 1st. Mellow Gold, which is got some good jams on it. I'm a big fan of Beer Can. That's
Yeah.
my favorite song on there.
Yeah.
Jackass on that one? Or is that on Odelay?
I think that's Odelay.
Okay.
Yeah. And you know, as Lennon said, there are decades where nothing happens, and there are weeks where decades happen. And that same goddamn day, Ace Ventura: Pet Detective is released.
wow.
A
was
movie that has
wondering-
never aged finer.
Man, I know. Yeah,
like a fine wine.
Yeah.
Fine transphobic one.
Yes.
I was more of a Mask guy, so like
Same here.
Well, yeah. So that's
we were both able to dodge that bullet.
that is what we want to talk about
The year of Carrey.
Yeah. Well, so
three.
If you want a supplement to this, Brandie many years ago did a Jim Carrey episode of my podcast that is a real fucking series of bangers. We go
Hell yeah.
hard and detailed.
Oh,
Yep.
nice. Yeah. So, I mean, I'll say of Ace Ventura, obviously, I'm 7 years old when this comes
Yeah.
out, so I wasn't trans and didn't know anybody who was trans, so
Yeah.
I laughed my fucking titties off just to no end.
It was 94.
The funniest goddamn thing I've ever said. But that said, I did want to say our friend at Damiana Demox says Ace Ventura scarred me for life. Unfortunately, it's serious. Very much. It may have been the first time I realized there were other trans people besides me, and it was in a very negative, violent depiction, which I agree with.
Yeah.
And it's funny because we were talking about Austin Powers and how history has been kind to the politics of that movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Ace Ventura, you're like, oh, this is fucked up.
Yeah.
When Ace Ventura 2 is better
Yes.
politically, then
It's been
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
I think the Rhino scene really gave people a chance to just bury the first Ace
Yeah.
Ventura. Like,
True.
remember that one scene from the movie you should watch?
Yeah.
Transcendent moment of cinema.
Yeah.
Rhino scene.
You know who popping out of a rhino's asshole offends no one cool.
Yeah.
No one cool.
It's one of those ones where like it's not even like it's like there's that one scene. It's like no, the third act of the movie is a low grade hate crime.
It's a hate crime. yeah.
But he talks with his butt before that
Yeah,
guy.
That's what I was gonna
that's-
say. As a 12-year-old, I was like, "That's what it's all." I don't even think I thought about
I
that.
think about
was
that.
like, oh, it's like, they made a big spectacle at the end.
Yeah.
But I think the thing kids were running around doing was talking like that,
Yeah.
talking out of their
Yeah,
asses,
yeah.
doing all the catchphrases.
No one's ever
"Alrighty
said
then,"
their
all
favorite
that
part is
shit.
the plot of Ace
Yeah,
Ventura.
that's it. That's why I think
spoke
you
like
can
him for years because of
hopefully-
this movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
See,
Oh,
the
yeah.
jokes are well written, and he is killing it. But
Yeah.
it's
there
a
was no
time period thing.
That's not gonna, I'm not going to say there was no because I haven't checked every episode, but I'd like to think there was no trans panic in the cartoon show.
Yeah, that's right. I love that
Yeah.
show,
I
too.
love cartoon shows. Great.
Three fucking shows or 3 movies he did, 3 cartoon shows.
Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, this was
true.
This is
Goddamn.
the year of Carrey, and in the way that
Unstoppable.
97 was the Will Smith year, and maybe
Yeah.
we talked about him too much because now he's persona non grata after our episode.
Yeah,
so maybe
fuck
Jim
you.
Carrey will do something even more fucking insane than
Yeah.
just the way he lives his life.
I mean, he's just off the grid now forever.
He's
I
pretty
think.
crazy,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah,
Unbearable as a human
Yeah.
being, I would think.
Uh,
but
but-
talented.
Does that mean the last real positive memory I'm going to have is him in Suicide Squad being better than the movie is?
oh
Yeah.
man, and then
Yeah,
refusing
We'll
to
always
promote
have
it.
Paris, I guess.
Yeah.
I refuse to promote the one thing I've been myself in the last 20 years.
But yeah, this is the year. The last episode of In Living Color airs May 19th.
Yep.
The fun part of that ending really fast is Chris Rock had made a big thing about quitting SNL because he felt like a sellout because he wasn't working on the black-centric show and he was still working at this fucking thing.
Yeah, yeah.
They did something. He was like, I gotta go. Like, I'm not doing well here, and this is what belongs to me. Leaves over there, immediately ends.
Cancel.
Which I think ultimately leads to him going hard on stand-up, and we get,
That's where
his
the special-
entire
yeah.
stand-up
Feel the
career
pain.
after that. And
Yeah.
a young Kyle is grateful.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean,
And then later, that man struck my man. I call him my president. Chris Ross is my president of comedy forever. Like, that's if we can't have presidents, then I've just elected head of state star Chris Rock as my personal president.
But yeah, let's chat Carrie. Last episode of In Living Colors, May 19th. The Mask, July 29th.
Wow.
Dumb and Dumber, December 16th.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
It's a whole year.
Insane.
What a run.
Yeah.
He's
All
the
three of
most
those
successful man in the world in 11 months.
It's crazy.
I was obsessed with all of those.
You say
94 to 98. That the Carrie
and
run
that's
is,
cutting it.
Yeah, and that's cutting it early too.
Yeah, it's kind of the
That's-
Truman
Liar
Show.
Liar to me
Truman
is the
Show.
end.
yeah.
Like,
well,
because Liar Liar's after Truman Show?
No, it's before.
Before.
Truman,
Okay, then
Truman
Truman
Show,
Show's
Truman
the
Show
end.
is June.
Truman Show is
June 4th, 1998.
Well
is when
done.
that
God
one
bless
came
you.
out. Yep, I know that. I actually know that to be true.
I like to think of it as the really good
Fucking
started at the
A,
Majestic.
The Majestic.
Not the Majestic is a wild movie.
You mean that you're never going to guess what the third act of that movie is based on the trailer and plot?
Look, McCarthyism belongs in a romantic comedy.
We got to bail on this lovely story. We got to do a whole version of Good Night and Good Luck.
But yeah, what a damn run. And yeah, all three of those movies were
You could never do that today.
Yeah.
It would never happen
I
again.
Like, The Rock wishes
The
he
wishes.
could be Jim
Yeah.
Carrey.
He fucking wishes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Every day looks in the mirror and goes, "You're never going to be Jim Carrey."
You're never gonna be Jim Carrey, Dwayne. Yeah.
He calls himself Dwayne.
And then
Yeah.
his
just
version
to
of
make sure he knows who he's talking
his version
to.
of Birdman
Not
is the
Rock.
Scorpion King comes by.
Though he's also so very different in all three of those movies. And I
Yeah.
think that's a big part of it because I don't
You
think you
see
can
the
release
star.
three
And The
Robert Downey
Mask
Jr.
to me
movies in a
doesn't
row.
get the love that the other two do.
No,
No,
it
no.
doesn't. Because it's more child. It's more
Yeah.
childish.
And
than
it's
the
so
two.
fucking funny.
I
Yep.
dressed as the mask for
Cuban
Halloween.
Pete, baby.
Oh my gosh, that brought us Cameron Diaz.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
Most
yeah.
beautiful she's ever been in any role. I think is in the.
She's pretty
the
cute in
Mask.
that first Charlie's Angels.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
She's
that's true.
nearly
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
angel herself.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I just went back down a real Charlie's Angels rabbit hole because Taylor just got real into him, and I was like, man,
Aw.
Cameron Diaz in that first movie
There's
is
a really
so
good.
pretty.
Yeah.
You should
Yeah,
listen
that's
to the
true.
commentary track of Charlie's Angels by Mick G. And it's mainly
I sure
him.
will.
Lord.
I'm assuming
Hell
on
yeah.
cocaine, just talking about how beautiful Cameron Diaz for 2 hours.
That's it. So
He's
me
like,
and
the
Mick G
physicality.
have a couple of things in common. That and several Offspring music videos.
Yes, it's a great commentary track. Seek it out; it's very funny.
Oh,
He's like
man.
the physicality, the point.
You know he refuses to
He's like out of his
fly.
mind. Really?
He gave up directing a Superman movie because he wouldn't get on a plane to Australia.
That rules.
How could that be?
Yeah, instead did Terminator Salvation.
I know that has helicopters. I guess he's just not in them.
Yeah, he's just filming it from
He's
below.
going. Look at him up there.
Yeah,
You guys go off. I'll be here when you get back.
There's no helicopter shots. That's all.
God
Just looking
damn.
up.
It's
Do you know there's a deleted scene from The Mask where Peggy, the intrepid reporter, is murdered? In
Whoa.
the comic book is much
I would
darker.
say I
Yeah,
believe
for
it
sure.
because
Yeah,
the
for sure.
comic is insane.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I read it a few years ago. It is profoundly violent.
Yeah.
There's no like real emotional run throughs. It's just
Very
dorky guy puts on a mask, goes on a spree, and then is killed. Like Stanley Ipkiss dies like within the first arc, and then it just keeps. It's this cursed mask that just transfers people and turns them into serial killers,
Yep.
basically.
Well, wait,
Yeah.
he dies. When does he do the awooga with the eyes?
Oh, that actually does happen.
Oh,
though,
okay,
but it is
good.
before he's killed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The
He's
first
killed for doing that.
The first half of the movie is kind of similar to the comic book,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
then anything with emotions or plot is new.
Oh,
but like
okay.
the car garage stuff, but the car garage version in the comic is like a nightmare where they're just like splattered everywhere.
Jesus.
Yeah.
February 6, 1994, Jack Kirby dies at the age of
Oh.
76.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
When I did started on Analog Future. Shout out to Jay Gonzo and his comic book, the Manos de Destinos on Image Comics. We went. Jack Kirby's grave is in Thousand Oaks.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
And
shit, I
so
didn't know
we
that.
went and paid respect because his book was about to come out for Image, and I was working on
Wow.
mine. And we went and did an etching of the crown on his grave because he's King Kirby, and so I
Oh,
have an
cool.
etching
Wow.
of Jack Kirby's crown on my wall.
Oh,
Nice.
fuck, that's awesome.
Awesome.
He was a
Cool.
beautiful man.
Yeah.
And
they-
fuck Stanley forever into the ground.
Yeah, he's an asshole.
They of course, Jack Jack Kirby creates Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Captain America, X-Men, Fantastic Four, the Avengers, and then they have
credited for none of it for 40 years.
Right.
Never gets paid. Dies still feeling like a failure because Stanley is an awful man.
Yeah.
Go read Sean Howe's Marvel: The Untold Story. Phenomenal book.
I was just about to ask you about that book.
It's
I haven't read it.
Oh, it's real good.
They do have a list of all of the characters he created on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
So just stop me if you know any of these. Absorbing Man, Awesome Android, Bartok the Leaper, Hargan the Measurer, Nezar the Calculator,
Yes.
Ronan the Accuser,
Ronan the Accuser was the villain in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, Galaxy.
Oneg the Prober.
Now, I will say this. Do you know that, like, beyond creating all the Marvel stuff,
He's in a
he
game
also he fucks off there and goes in the 70s to work for DC and creates what is called the Fourth World, which is Darkseid and all these other, like, really psychedelic characters, because they're like, we don't give a shit, old man, go to town. And he makes this insane stuff that kind of, there's, like, pieces of it have been done in, like, modern art museums and stuff, the work he's done. And all that stuff that got created, then Marvel ripped off, and they took Darkseid, turned him into Thanos. So not only was Marvel able to fuck Jack Lurby in his lifetime, they were able to take his work from DC in the 70s and steal that away now and profit off of it.
God, what a bunch of shit.
Now that I've burned my chains of ever writing for Marvel, DC, hit your boy up.
That's right.
Would love to work on Fourth World.
He also did Peepers, Boy Commando.
Peepers, the boy commando?
I mean, Rivers, if you want a fun one, you should do Commandy, which is a little boy traveling around an apocalyptic world full of animals. It's basically Planet of the Apes with a teen boy.
The Crazy Quilt, the Dingbats of Danger Street.
Yep.
The Dingbats of Danger Street.
Dumb Duggan.
He was in Captain America. He's a Nick Fury's Howling Commando character. I'm sorry, I could give a comment for each one.
Fin Fang.
We're right in my wheelhouse. Fin Fang Foom is a giant dragon.
Fin Fang Foom the dragon.
Sidebar. At Marvel Mania, the old restaurant, one of the greatest food items you ever been able to order was Fing Fang Foom's fruit fajitas.
Ooh.
Fruit fajitas.
Exactly.
All right.
Well, it has a dumb
Salty
name. At least it's also
sweet.
food you shouldn't eat.
The Funky Flashman.
Funky Flashman's great.
Growing Man. Krang, Kree, and Crow. Trapster, Mr. Scarlet, Pinky, the Whiz Kid, and who could forget Willie Lumpkin, the Fantastic Four's mailman.
Willie Lumpkin's pretty great.
Aw.
I don't remember if he has ties to the Yancey Street Gang or not, but they always feel kind of in cahoots. Shout out to my boy Herbie the Robot.
The next day, Michael Jordan shocks the sports world by signing a minor league baseball contract with the Chicago White Sox.
I saw him play.
Oh, yeah.
I saw him
Did
play.
you really?
Yeah, I saw him play
I've
minor league
always
game.
wanted to know if somebody
Yeah.
has. How was it? Tell me everything.
He struck out the first time and then he got like a base hit or something.
Yeah.
And this girl behind me the whole time was reading the liner notes to Ace of Base. I saw the sign to her sister, and me and my brother were just like,
To be fair, baseball is very boring.
so.
Wait, is that the base in Ace of Base?
Yeah, that's right.
The Ace of
Stealing
Baseball?
the base in Ace of Base.
They were originally called Ace of Baseball.
Ace of third base.
They're also like racist Nazi people, you know?
Yeah, they got
they-
Nazi ties.
The sign said whites only.
Yeah, Google away. The sign was very literal.
But yeah, he was just okay at baseball and went back to the Bulls a year later. The next day, 38-year-old Robert Blank is driving through Studio City. He cuts off another motorist in traffic. As you do, it's Los Angeles, you know. When they get to the red light at Moore Park and Riverside Drive, Jack Nicholson gets out of his car and begins smashing the windows out of his Benz with a golf club.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Misdemeanor assault charges and vandalism were filed against Nicholson. Charges were dropped after Nicholson apologized, and the two reached an undisclosed settlement, which reportedly was
Coke and whores.
Yeah,
Obviously.
yeah, or $500,000, whichever one you want.
However you wanted
You
to.
can have $500,000 or $500,000 worth of Coke and whores.
Yeah.
Choose wisely.
You want this in hundreds or whores?
Jack Nicholson, baby.
Can I get it split? No. You will make $100, but it's exclusively used to snort up all the cocaine off of the prostitutes.
Yeah, I forgot there was that era of Nicholson in between Batman and As Good as It Gets, where it was like, oh, he's the crazy guy.
Yeah,
Totally.
he's at
Like,
Lakers
oh, yeah.
games and just in places where a violent act is occurring.
Yeah, just fighting people. Valentine's Day. 57-year-old Russian serial killer Anton Chikatilo, the butcher of Rostov,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
is executed by shooting. Not a firing squad. In Russia, they just literally come up and shoot you in the back of the head.
Nice. It's real
Kinda
easy, clean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of respect that a little bit.
That guy used to
Take
eat
'em out.
vaginas.
And everything
deal?
else.
And everything else, yeah.
Yeah, he was
He
like,
makes real note of it in a lot of his talks.
Yeah.
And everything else. Yeah.
Yeah, he
Don't
had a
worry.
favorite. He
Yeah,
had a
yeah.
favorite.
he's like,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, it's all Buffalo to me. But
yeah. But yeah, he confessed to 56 murders, was convicted of 52 of them, killed boys, girls, men, women, varying in ages of 7 to 44.
one of the worst serial killers of all time.
One of the
Oh,
worst
yeah.
serial killers of
Russians
all time.
do it right, man.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, they
America always takes pride in its serial killers. Then you read about any Russian or South American serial killer, like, oh, we are amateurs.
Oh, for sure. BTK is the Nancy Kerrigan.
Holding your knee, screaming, why? Please.
Yeah, he told Mickey
We're
Mouse that
murderers.
his shit was corny at a parade too. But yeah, they popped Anton Chikatilo, and then on our side of the world, that exact same day,
Oh, yeah.
time to cut your hair, everybody.
Indie
It's
rock theme song.
That's the year Wowie Zowies out? Or, I mean, that's not
Crooked Rain.
Crooked Rain.
Yeah. it's,
This is the indie rock. Okay, so I made a movie about indie rock. I interviewed Steve Malmus for it. And
I bet it was super easy.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. Let me tell
He
you.
was
Making him,
chatty, loved it.
yeah, Steve, his interview. Actually, he was very nice, but he's a very kind of guy. So there's a lot of chopping out involved. But
Fair.
really fucking nice to us, and we did his
Oh, that's
house.
good.
and he
That
was-
makes me happy.
Oh, he's a really nice guy.
Okay,
And
I heard he can be prickly.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, he's very nice. I think he's a little standoffish, but he's just kind of quiet. But he was very nice. But I knew David Berman from Nashville, and I know Bob Nasanovich from Payment in Nashville. So So I'm bringing this all to say, indie rock basically was my entire fucking 20s. That's why I'm
Not
wearing.
a bad time to
Yeah.
be involved with it, though.
Yeah, that was my thing,
Good time.
and I'm wearing a Silkworm T-shirt now to
Yeah,
commemorate
hell
it.
yeah.
But Pavement and Silkworm were label mates on Matador and all this. But this song in particular was used to death in pop culture. But I do think the lyrics of the song are really the embodiment of indie rock because
Yes, agreed.
he's shitting on what they are doing while they're doing it without it being a bad song, without betraying their actual sound of their band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And very few bands have done
And
that.
kind of thrown away
Yeah,
as well. Like
yeah.
it's snarky, but like but I don't care.
Totally.
Like,
I was gonna say I think this is of a piece with Loser.
Yes,
like they're-
100%.
even though
Yeah,
they
yeah.
you know
Sort of
sonically
like, yeah.
are different, but like the
vibe.
just
The vibe is the same.
vibe is the exact same of
Yeah.
like
Definitely.
effortless coolness, where it's
Yeah.
just like I don't give a fuck, man, whatever.
it's
you know?
my indie rock gold standard.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
For sure.
You can tell the president plays a saxophone when these songs are coming.
That's right.
Pavement was one of the many bands that I had an arbitrary asshole like I don't like them for many
Yeah.
years.
Oh, they're-
and then they subsequently went on to become one of my favorite bands in a real
Totally.
like this is why I need to just like
Totally.
I want a time machine to go back and go like look there's about 30 things I need you to stop saying immediately.
Totally. Well, also they have a limited amount of records, which tells you they cared about the quality of the work to be like, all right, let's. And even now they tour, but they'll never record.
Oh, absolutely
music
not.
again because you can't do this
Well,
twice.
I also think like this is a band that was able to make what they were making at a time period
Yeah.
because like you listen to anybody from Pavement what they've done post this and like
Yeah.
you never even like the Jicks doesn't sound like Pavement.
No,
you know, some solo artists go from being the head of a thing and it's like okay you renamed your project.
Yeah.
Like,
Totally.
Yeah,
those
Totally.
Pavement records are such a thing unto themselves with a beginning and a hard ending.
Totally.
Yeah.
And barely anybody in the band had any fucking idea how to play music. So there's a lot of guessing going on, which adds a quality that is so human and pure. Like early Beatles records are like that.
Yeah.
They're fucking guessing. You can hear
Yeah.
it. Sometimes they play the wrong notes and shit. Like small amount of time in the studio. It's very similar.
I feel like you know for every I mean I'm getting on myself but every dipshit who's like you better be an expert if you're gonna try art at all. But I think that like some of the best and most intoxicating music is when it's somebody who has more enthusiasm than skill because like that's so much more emotionally palpable in
Yeah.
art than
Yeah.
like going like man that guy really ripped that fucking soulless solo for 10 minutes versus
Totally.
like it
Yeah.
sounded fucked up but I'm excited because they were excited.
Totally.
Well, you don't know
Totally.
what you can't do, quote
Yeah,
unquote, can't do at that
exactly.
point too.
Totally.
So you're gonna
Yeah.
find new shit.
I was
Yeah.
looking at like Living in Darkness from Agent Orange, 24 hours of
Yeah.
recording by 3 16-year-olds, and it's still one of the best albums
Totally,
ever
man.
made.
Totally.
100%.
February 26th, Bill Hicks dies of pancreatic cancer.
It's 94.
94, yeah,
damn.
and he was 32.
God
which is
damn. We are all older than Bill Hicks.
Isn't that
it's
crazy?
terrible.
It's also crazy when you think about footage of him at the end and you're like, man, a 94 32 is
he was-
very old.
Yeah,
It's
and,
rough.
and by the way, this is the most comedian thing ever. So he dies February 26th in Little Rock, Arkansas. He did his last show at Caroline's in New York on January 6th, 1994. So like he's like, as long as he physically fucking could, it was like, no, I got to get one more goddamn set
I would
in.
also argue everybody in the
Respect.
room just listen to that one. Yeah, it sounds
Yeah,
right.
it sounds about right.
I feel like a normal person would hear that and go, if only he could let go. And all of us like, yeah, he fucking did it. He did what we all hoped to do.
Let's burn it down all the way to the end.
Do you guys know the Stuart Lee bit about Bill Hicks?
No.
It is one of my
No.
favorite bits of all time because it is as devastating as it is true.
I wish I was dead. Not dead. I wish I was a dead comedian. Because you love dead comedians, don't you, all of you? You love the dead comedians, don't you? Oh, Frank Carson. Oh, dead. Brilliant, Frank Carson when he's dead. Oh, Ken Goodwin. Oh, dead Ken Goodwin. Oh, he's brilliant. The middle class people. Oh, dead Bill Hicks. Oh, Bill Hicks. Dead Bill Hicks. Oh, he's brilliant. I wish I was dead Bill Hicks. I wish I could be judged on 2 hours of material. Lazy, dead, fat Bill Hicks.
Like, there's no safer job than to be a dead comedian. And I'm just like, that is so brutal and yet 100% inarguably true.
Yeah, I only found out about him like 10 years later. Shout out to my friend Matty P who listens to the show. I remember him hitting me up on Instant Messenger, AIM, and being like, have you heard Bill Hicks? And because this was right when Larry the Cable Guy was hitting really big, I said, I'm not really into the blue collar comedy thing because his last name was Hicks. So I thought it was like a guy doing a bit. And he's like, oh, he's not part of that. And then that's how I kind of discovered it. And I actually he's buried in Leakesville, Mississippi. I did a pilgrimage to that grave. That's
cool.
in between Mobile and New Orleans. Yeah. So
Does it have 2 happy faces on it?
it has it just has his middle name is Melvin.
Of course it is.
Of course
So
it
it just says
Melvin.
it says WM period, like the old school way you would abbreviate William M Hicks, and then there's a little star on it.
I feel bad because I make fun of Bill Hicks a lot, but it's not because
him.
of Bill Hicks.
No.
It is the people who are still trying to do Bill Hicks.
I would say like Rage Against the Machine started new metal. But they are not responsible for
not
what
their
happened
fault.
after.
Of
The
course.
Grateful
you're right.
Dead started jam bands. They are not responsible for what happened after.
Star Wars fans.
My brain just keeps hearing you say things like, a lot of people did start a lot of great things. But yeah, it's and I've come to appreciate. I think that American documentary about him is actually really, really good.
good.
I think
Yeah.
that's to me kind of one of those ones where it's like if you're trying to go, you can just put this in front of like here's the whole. If you enjoyed
tells
this
you
and
the
want
story about
more,
him.
get Rant and E minor, and then you're pretty much good.
Yeah.
Well,
Man, it's so weird. It died in '94.
That's
In
crazy.
my head, he was he like was around for 9/11. I know
No.
that's not true at all,
No.
but in my head, like that
Yeah.
commentary.
that's
is
that's after he
insane.
became Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. He went into hiding and came back.
Yeah, it's also that's such a fun internet debate to watch people have.
I love it.
March.
As long as they're not saying about Carlin, I'm thrilled. So like, yeah, talk about that guy. I'm less emotionally invested in him.
March 1st, 36th annual Grammy Awards. Whitney Houston, big winner for "I Will Always Love You" from the previous year, hosted by America's sexiest man, Gary Shandling.
Oh, is my ass big? Does my ass look big? Big fan.
This is a devastating spring for comedians. March 4th, John Candy dies of a heart attack.
Oh, I remember that.
While
one, yeah.
filming the
Sucks.
movie Wagons East in Durango, Mexico, with Richard Lewis, that movie has a rare 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I believe it's directed by Christopher Guest. Am I correct on that? I think that was his only narrative film he made, and then was like, never mind. Michael Moore. It's Michael Moore, actually.
No, that's Canadian
No.
Bacon.
Oh, then I'm confusing.
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Okay. Who directed fucking Wagons East? I want answers.
Yeah.
You have the
I
internet.
like
Get to the bottom of
that the idea that Christopher Guest was like, ooh, okay, I get the hints. I will go right back.
Who directed this movie? You can delete all this. shit. This is
Peter
for my own-
Markle.
Okay, I don't know.
Fuck
what the
you,
that
Seth.
is. Hey, it's
I riffed with you about it. That's right. I trusted you.
You know what? These listeners trusted us. I feel like I betrayed you all. Scoop Rangoon, I can see your name on this pad, and I'm sorry, whoever you are.
March 8th, we have got a rash of UFO sightings in what's called the 1994 Michigan UFO incident.
Hey.
They were described as resembling flickering Christmas lights consisting of 5 or 6 objects. This is considered the best documented UFO sighting in the 90s because over 300 witnesses reported
I saw
this
those
shit.
ships appear over the major cities in America and other countries around the world.
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, that was a few years later.
Yeah, it's a couple of years down the line from there.
But yeah, that very same day, we get this.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I didn't recognize it for a second.
And it took a second too.
I mean,
Huge. This is huge. Mainstream alternative. This is.
and you want to hear something nuts? Fucking The Downward Spiral came out on the same exact
fucking
day.
really?
Yeah, dude.
Holy shit.
9 Inch Nails Downward Spiral came out this exact same day.
Whoa.
Yeah. I just picked this one because I was more of a Soundgarden guy than I was a 9 Inch Nails guy. But
Yeah.
This is
That's
better
just me.
back in music than March of Pigs. Will be.
buddy. Yeah. Now, this
Now I
is
need Super Unknown on vinyl. too.
this is also a candidate for the Warner Brothers logo of the movie.
Yes.
I would say.
Oh yeah.
for
But you want this to play at the big, all the sound drops out, and your character has the realization of some plot-changing information.
Yeah, you're right.
They gotta break a chair.
This is the walk home after the car. It goes in the ditch.
Or the friends all walk away with the villain, and he's left
Yeah.
at his lowest. Like
Yeah.
the
that.
all is lost moment.
What a fucking cool single.
Yeah.
It is a psychedelic song.
Yeah. Well,
Like-
it's so funny that people lumped all of these bands together, because it's the grunge.
But it's also because Kim
thing.
Thale was
So
available
different.
for any and all interviews about grunge music for a decade. He is second only to Henry Rollins for my favorite. Oh, they're in this doc. What a surprise person.
Right. But boy, there could not be any 3 different bands than Soundgarden, Nirvana, and Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
But they always got mentioned in the same fucking sentence, and you're like,
One is a classic rock band, one is a punk band, and one is a psychedelic rock band bordering on jam music.
with the best singer of his generation, arguably. Yeah.
It's just the way they dress and the drum sound.
Yeah.
the
They're like,
chorus
that's
on this thing is just it's heavy,
Yeah.
it's catchy,
Yeah.
it's just, this is Super Unknown is one of those it's true of kind of many of those grunge records or quote whatever you call it, kind of a golden age of recording.
Yeah.
So many things have shed off the 80s bullshittery and are just the best technology is taking these really good bands, and you've got guys like Scott Litt and Steve Albini and Butch Vig who are just well, I have everything and all the money. Let's make some masterpieces, everybody.
Yeah.
100%.
But yeah, and shout out to @Scoop Rangoon, who I was asking on Twitter what people wanted to talk about on 94, and he said Downward Spiral and Super Unknown, and he did not know they were released on the same day. But Scoop, guess what?
That's crazy.
I'll throw for
day.
Downward Spiral, 9 Inch Nails, another band that I did not know that I liked so much.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then
I don't know much about them.
I saw them at Bonnaroo in 2009.
Yeah.
They had just done they were getting back together. They were playing, or it might have been when they were shutting down for a while. And they played one of those sets where they started at midnight and played till 3.
Yeah.
And I started watching it. I knew a couple of their songs. I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. And by the end, I was like, is this one of my favorite bands ever? And it's one of those weird moments where it's like knowing somebody from high school you eventually marry. It's this band I've known of my whole life. And then somewhere along the line, they entered the 10. And I was like, I don't know how this happened, but we've been happily married for a decade now.
They're so culturally stuffed down your face Hot Topic world.
Yeah.
Okay.
The vision
Korn,
of Trent
these
Reznor
course.
changed,
Sort
too.
of
He went from
separated.
mopey guy to the greatest musician in American
Absolutely.
history.
He's changed his whole image and his
He
work.
made a guy named Atticus Ross someone we've heard of.
I will say, I never cared about 9 Inch Nails, but Twin Peaks: The Return, their performance on that fucking Evil Nightmare episode, the Gotta Light Black and White episode, they're the last thing that happens in the episode, and then it goes into nuclear explosion for 25 minutes.
Fuck yeah.
That's very effective, and I was
Man.
like, that's great. They're awesome. They're the right band for that. You know?
For being an asshole who did not finish it,
I
Twin
worship
Peaks
that
Return
shit.
makes me so happy.
I love it.
because
love it so much.
so many people had discovered Twin Peaks and were like, oh, they're going to come back. And all I could think was like, this is going to be some horseshit nostalgia fest where they're going to parade Kyle MacLachlan out and go like, I'm eccentric and I'm going to break some more jars. And instead he was just like, no, I'm going to make a 10-hour fuck you to everyone in the world. Or an 18-hour fuck you. And incredible. Just fist pumping. You're just like, you hired Matthew Lillard and you hate humanity. You're my kind of guy, David Lynch.
Totally. And every week you watched it when it was coming on, it was like the first, or whatever, it'd be like one episode with these characters, and the next one it would be suddenly at Twin Peaks. You're like, oh, it's a Twin Peaks one, and then it would be like midway through it turns black and white.
They're like, get fucked.
Yeah, and you're like, wait, what? So by the end, I was
watch
like,
this guy broom.
Yeah, literally. And so by the end, I was just kind of like, cool, we'll just see what happens.
Yeah.
And once you do that, you're like, this might be the best thing he ever made.
It was fun.
It's incredible.
Because
so
it became a real, who do I actually think has interesting takes on stuff? Because whether you liked it or not, there was a type of person who was actively mad at it versus the people who were like, I don't know what's happening, but I have to keep going. It's like, you're all right.
Yeah.
You were like, this isn't good. I'm like, well, I knew this was you.
And that barely happens on TV, so it was exciting to be like, whoa, every week I have no idea what I'm watching. When is that going to happen again? Like,
Totally.
March 9th, 1994, Charles Bukowski dies at the age of 73, shockingly of leukemia and not just being Charles Bukowski.
Not his diseased penis.
Even his death was kind of a wiener.
That same day, 31-year-old entrepreneur Gary Creeman.
Go on, I have the joke ready.
I mean, it's literally spelled Kremen. Gary,
you don't need to go any further.
What's the setup?
It's got the punchline built into the news story.
All right, Gary Creeman.
Gary Creeman registered several domain names just for funsies. He registered jobs.com, housing.com, computer.com, and autos.com. And then, just for funsies, he also got the name sex.com. And Gary would go on to become the father of online dating because he'd also founded Match.com a year earlier.
Jesus, a .com man.
Wow.
All that Creeman led to the internet. It's beautiful.
Meanwhile, in 1996, a guy named Stephen M. Cohen contacted Network Solutions and fraudulently got the domain sex.com transferred to his name, and then they got in a big court battle.
What a hilarious court battle.
My God.
That judge has got to sigh to the mirror every day before he walks out.
Cohen ended up fleeing to Mexico and moved the money offshore. Creeman obtained Cohen's Rancho Santa Fe mansion, and then he moved into it. Like, this is
that's a level of petty that I respect.
That's fucking amazing.
It's like Nancy Kerrigan,
I don't
Harding.
even live there.
Yeah.
It's my farting house.
I'm making the I Creeman movie, which is going to be basically the I Tanya of this. You're going to be touched. Don't
Also,
worry.
on that period of years in the 1994 to 1996, newspapers got to have funny headlines about a dumb legal case. Creeman is steaming.
In 2005, the LA Times reported that Cohen had been arrested in Mexico and turned over to U.S. authorities for stealing sex.com. And then, meanwhile,
which one of us names an album that?
Meanwhile, Creeman sold sex.com in 2006 to a Boston-based company for $15 million, and then sold sex.net for $454,000 later that year.
You know, here's the thing I have about that. There is no sex.com.
If not, let's go with that.
Do you think the sex.com people hate Pornhub?
Yeah. We had the real one.
I'm going
the
to
real
it.
domain.
Yeah, what's sex.com, Rivers?
No, there's a lady.
and I are both
well,
looking at something that
yeah,
I don't think
Someone having intercourse?
I'm not
Yeah,
sure we
pretty
should
much.
talk about.
That's exactly what
Rivers
you
both
think.
quietly went, well, there's a
I was
lot
like,
of
well, that's
nudity involved.
that's
Very
just-
You know what?
Clinic.
I'm glad.
Sex.com has up close nudity. It's not from far away.
I would call that nudity clinical. That was just.
Had it been a 404 not found,
Yeah.
or like
Where's
just a
the 15
site under
they'll go to?
construction with a little hard
Yeah,
hat.
yeah. I'd be sad about that. Yeah, I want that to be
amazing.
full.
That is the one page on the internet that needs to be slightly graphic.
Yeah.
It's got to be gross. It's got to be teach a kid a lesson in porn.
Not cool and hip like Pornhub. This is sex.com, all right?
What's the sex
Sex.com is like what you Google when you're like an 11-year-old. Like, I
totally.
want to see fucking bush,
Yeah,
man.
it's
I don't know what that
sex.com.
means.
Sex.com, when you were at the computer lab and the kid next to you went to the bathroom, you would type in sex.com and then just leave it on there and make him
so
get in
much
trouble.
potential
Get him in
lost.
trouble.
Yeah,
Stolen.
yeah. March 11th, the Hudsucker Proxy is released.
Oh, fucking
Hey.
Nice.
I've still never seen it.
Oh,
Oh,
buddy.
it's fantastic.
that's my personal favorite Coen Brothers movie. I know it's not
I
the
love
best
it.
movie,
I'm
but it's my
slightly
personal favorite.
underseen on early Coen Brothers.
Man,
It's
Miller's
really
Crossing,
great.
fucking
Yeah.
There's a lot of really great early ones, but Hudsucker is Sam Raimi wrote it with them. and
Yeah.
it's very jokey. It's very
Yeah.
like a screwball comedy send up.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. It's kind of a Howard Hawks
Yeah,
riff. So that's I'm
absolutely.
curious to see because I enjoy it.
It's very
Yeah.
fun. Tim Robbins
Muncie
fucking
Gal.
rules in it. Yeah,
Yeah,
Muncie
yeah.
Gal.
It's
That's
great.
right.
Yeah.
And he's like, for kids.
For
Yeah.
kids.
But
for
you
kids.
should see it. You'll love it.
Yeah.
It's
It's
great.
awesome.
Coen Brothers are in that weird thing where they're not weird or violent, so they sort of skirt like
Totally.
the indie cinema I find. So it's one of those ones I got to back up and go like do
Totally.
the due diligence
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
on. But
Totally.
like
Yeah.
Totally.
when they don't have bluegrass, it's easy for me to forget them.
Yeah, and if if like they weren't the Coen Brothers like that, if they had put that movie out around Big Lebowski era, it probably would have done really well. But
Yeah.
at the time, it's like, how do we market some weird
Yeah,
1940s?
It's well, I mean, it was part of that running bit of
Yeah.
like where Sam Raimi's just like, well, I guess I just don't
Totally.
get to make movies that don't have
Totally.
that where everybody has two hands.
Totally. But yeah, it's so good. I love
Yeah,
that movie.
movie's awesome.
Big fan.
Yeah, I would point people to episode 25 of the Film Guff podcast. I talked about this for a long ass
fun.
time.
Oh,
fun.
Hudsucker Proxy episode from 2018. The exact same day in Colma, California, Old Navy opens up its first store.
Oh, shit.
And I am currently wearing an Old Navy shirt.
I am also wearing an Old Navy
Hell
shirt.
yeah.
I would say
for big guys.
yeah, 60% of my wardrobe is Old Navy. I
I'm
would
telling
say.
you, if you're a large guy and doesn't matter which direction you're big, they got you covered.
Let me give them a bonus shot. Not only if you're big do they got you covered, but for a little over a decade, I did not wear men's pants. I wore women's pants from 2003 to 2017.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
And they were all Old Navy jeans because I could get my slightly flared, a little bit. Started off with a little bit of flare and then went to the skinny, but
Okay.
like lady jeans because they were for the longest time tighter, and I love
Yeah,
a tight
yeah.
jean.
Did they have pockets?
You got the
No,
cams
they
for
didn't,
it.
and that's why I now carry a purse all the time, and I call it a messenger bag. But I call it a
Oh,
purse.
sure.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
around me call it a messenger bag because me calling it a purse makes them uncomfortable. But yeah, it was. That's why I have such a plight, and
Yeah.
for people like ladies with no pockets, because I'm just like it is bullshit.
It's bullshit. It's
but it
always
got
been
me to
bullshit.
pare down. Your essentials.
You got good long gangs.
Yeah,
It's good. It's
exactly.
good. Yeah,
This
you
is
gotta
a,
show 'em off.
this is a big year for malls, by the way, because this is also the year Wetzel's Pretzels comes out.
Hey, really?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
felt like it should have been in the
Yeah.
80s.
And,
I feel like
and,
that's
no,
yeah.
and I
Wetzel's
finally
a real 90s name.
I
though.
finally answered the question. Yes, the guy's name is Wetzel, and it started in Redondo, Daddy.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Hey.
So
Does
there
it
you go.
precede Auntie Anne's, or who
Ooh,
wins the
I-
soft pretzel wars?
Yeah.
Who
I gotta
started this
think
revolution?
Auntie Anne's is older, just because
There's a pretzel company in the 80s, isn't there? Or the pretzel's a 90s game.
Auntie Anne starts in 1988, so they
Okay,
totally just ripped Auntie Anne's.
Which was still relatively recent at that point.
Wetzel's
Yeah, yeah.
a better name.
Yeah.
Imagine when Wetzel's Bagels failed. He's trying to figure out what a new company
What
is.
should I do next?
Well, it's Wetzel's Cheesecake or Wetzel's Pretzels. Cut to Wetzel's Cheesecake and Pretzels.
I mean, Wetzel and pretzel, it rhymes. Come on. That's the first rule of business. Make it rhyme. People love it.
March 20th, WrestleMania 10. That's Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels ladder match. One of the best wrestling matches of all time. Check
We
it out.
should do another curated wrestling
Oh, I'm telling you,
episode.
this is the first televised WWF ladder match, and now they do way too many of them. But at the time, fucking revolutionary. Somebody saw Jackie Chan's work and was like, "I got me an idea." March 21st, the 66th Academy Awards, hosted by Whoopi Goldberg. Tom Hanks wins.
This is going to be a pretty chill year that nobody has problems with.
Yeah. Tom Hanks wins for Philadelphia. Tommy Lee Jones rightfully wins Best Supporting Actor for The Fugitive. And Springsteen wins one for Streets of Philadelphia. And that becomes the biggest selling song of the year.
Wow.
Yeah,
Really?
Which
Everybody's
is weird.
bummed.
I know. Yeah.
There used to be a Apple playlist that was overall a pretty good makeout playlist, but
Yeah.
sometimes I would forget Streets of Philadelphia was on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there are a few things you want more than to be full tilt making out with somebody and then Streets of Philadelphia starts.
But yeah, Schindler's List got the best picture for that
Oh,
one.
see, I was thinking of 95 where everybody gets mad. This one
Oh,
everybody's
yeah.
pretty chill with.
Yep. March 31st, 1994, the very bewildering Madonna appearance on David Letterman.
What brings you?
Incidentally, you are a sick fuck. I don't know why I get so much shit.
You realize this is being broadcast, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, you can only talking like that.
What?
I say, oh, never mind. What brings
Wait a
you?
minute. Aren't you going to smell them? I gave them to you for a reason.
Let's see what I'm doing at my house right now.
No.
I'll take care of that later. It's
I
a
gave
lovely.
him my, come on. I gave him my underpants and he won't smell. That's not where they go.
No, no. Believe me, that's
Come on,
where
you
the
won't
underwear
build-
goes. That's where. Okay, look. Here's where I keep my socks. Here's where I keep my panties. That's where they go.
No, that's where you keep my panties.
Okay.
So, according to her, quote, I was in a weird mood that day. I was dating Tupac at the time, and he had me all riled up about life in general. So I went on that show, and I was feeling very gangsta.
Oh,
and by the
Madonna. Man, her, what an insufferable
person
to date.
I don't know. She married Guy Ritchie and got a fake British accent.
I'm just thinking of her and Tupac, like talking, and Tupac's like talking about his life, and she says, "Yeah, I totally get it.
Yeah.
I totally like just, God."
She's gotten worse and worse, it seems, over the years.
Have you seen her face lately?
I was just told it looks bad. But
The face
I
is
sort of don't want to know.
crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
It's not her
it
face.
answers the question: what if a tense candle was a person?
April 4th. This is also a candidate for the movie. We get this one here.
This ain't no Disney.
Oh, yeah. I start every morning this way. I start every morning this way.
I feel like I make it pretty clear about my girl Cheryl being one of my jams.
Fuck yeah.
I love the fuck
Now,
out of the CD.
I will
listen to it
say,
to death.
love Tuesday Night Music Club, but self-titled, there is literally nothing bad on
sure,
that.
sure.
It is fucking
Yeah.
glorious
It's
from
fun as hell.
front to back. But this one's great too.
Yeah, so I mean, this came out in August of '93, and it had 2 other singles. This is the third single off
Leaving
this
Las
record.
Vegas is the
But this
single.
was
This is the big one.
fucking everywhere.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
there's lots of people listening that were not alive in 1994. Let me assure you, you couldn't escape this fucking
It's
song.
a good vibe song.
Hell yeah.
Come on.
I have like a real distinct memory of the use of the song, and I'm debating whether to articulate it because it does not paint me in a fine amount of light. So I'm gonna move on then.
Okay, cool.
I did the assessment as I was speaking out loud.
Well, that's okay.
Baseline rips. I've
Oh, yeah.
never
Oh, yeah.
actually listened to that part of it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is there's a lot, you know.
What's
It's
going
like
on here?
funk country.
Yeah, and it's based off some poem. Like, it has some, like, artistic credibility to it. It's not
The
just
lyrics
a
are
pop song.
cool. Like
Yeah.
the second lyric, it's the guy lighting things on, like labels on
Yeah,
fire.
some Jack
sitting in a bar.
Kerouac sound and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there is
People
like
washing cars.
I mean, you can hear it like there is like a sample happening in the background, so there is like that sort of like hip hop.
Yeah, there's a little bit of Beck to it.
Yeah, exactly.
And she's sort of talking. Yeah, it's like talking
Yeah.
blues.
I
rap
feel like
hybrid
all
thing.
of the producers around this time across genres of music are just having a conversation where they're
Yeah.
just like trading shit because you hear hip hop, country, and alternative rock stuff and all this shit in just different combos.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels collaborative. It's cool.
But yeah, so while this is happening in America, we got the Rwandan genocide.
All right. All I want to
happening
do is have some
in Rwanda.
fun,
fun.
baby.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's why
not,
we ignored
not
it.
so much fun.
Fun.
The Clinton administration knew it was happening and did nothing.
Well, they tried to build that hotel.
Yeah, exactly. And then keep the fun stuff rolling. April 8th, 1994.
It's a good Rwanda sandwich.
Yeah. Seattle electrician Gary Smith finds the body of 27-year-old Kurt Cobain in the upstairs room of his garage next to his
shit.
Washington Boulevard home in
Goddamn.
Seattle. Cobain's body had been there for days. The coroner's report estimated that he had died on April 5th. So he actually, died the day after this came out. This didn't do the trick, you know?
Man.
That's probably why.
What if he had heard it though and that saved him?
He heard this song and was like, "Fuck it."
What if we could go back?
the
I think
future
it's that he
music
didn't hear
now.
it. I think he was like, had he known that this was coming,
It would've
he's like,
saved
this
him.
and Beck, never mind, I'm back.
No, Courtney heard this
That's
and then
right.
she killed
And
him.
then she killed
She was like, this is the future.
That's
of
I still don't know where I stand on all of that.
Questionable. It's all very questionable. When heroin's involved, I think it's hard to point
I think
fingers.
it's my mixed of like Courtney Love is some level of monster, but also people sure love beating up on that woman.
No,
Yeah.
she has merit, I think,
and has made
like,
some good
creatively.
music. I will go on the record and say.
Made some good music. Think she's a bad person.
Yeah.
Her husband probably killed himself.
That's kind of my
That
run.
would happen.
Yeah.
Especially after watching montage of Heck going, oh, he was an asshole too. They got married because they are very similar, but we prefer to go like, no, the one we like, we don't want to think about how he was super problematic and would be fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, also 27.
Yeah.
And who's not? Who among us is not a monster at
shit.
27?
I'm pointing out in montage of Heck real quick, there's those scenes where they're naked in the thing and no one's holding the camera. They're not holding the camera. And at one point the camera moves and you realize they're having someone film them.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're
And then eventually I believe it's the bass player from Hull, the dude.
Oh god.
the secret's the
Greg Uckland or something like that.
Yeah.
I know way too much of this kind of worship.
The reason I love doing these is finding these like little things. Like the day Kurt Cobain dies, this is almost like when the old gods die and the new gods spring from their head. Literally the exact same fucking day.
Oh, I mean that's a good opening too.
Oh man, you're fucking calling me out, aren't you, old man?
Isn't that crazy?
Like,
the same goddamn
putting
day.
me on the blast here. I see.
Oh,
The
this
guy who
shit.
has just accepted that I genuinely enjoy the Offspring as a band.
Hey, I actually listened to this
They've got some
record.
good shit.
This is not even my favorite.
Oh, let it
but
drop out.
it's
That's
great.
Nirvana shit right there. But you see how this is what's fucked up. When did Nevermind come out? 92 or something?
92.
91.
So
92.
you see how it just eventually just creeps into all modern music, the drum breaks and stuff?
Now,
It's crazy.
yes, except for... Now, granted, I have an incredible bias with what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
Sure, Nirvana does that influence. But then it happens to be that every single other band is from Southern California. So it's a real, I'm like, yeah, Seattle, whatever. Sure, the 2 platinum albums that come after are both from where I'm from.
But that's the thing is it got co-opted pretty quick, which usually it takes a couple years for a cultural impact like that. But it was instant.
I constantly thread about trying to do a screening of this somewhere, but I cannot recommend enough the movie Hype, which also came out in 1994.
The filmmaker in that movie gave me footage for So
Are you
It's the
shitting me?
nicest
One of my
fucking guy in the
favorite
world.
movies.
I have nothing but love for that person.
Have you seen it?
No,
So I want a Bug Dynasty typewriter or something.
Yeah.
Not only is it one of the best musical documentaries about like the social development and like of something getting too big.
Yeah.
But it also is an almost 1-to-1 perfect parallel to the comedy podcast boom.
Ooh.
When you watch the
shit.
pieces of it, I'd seen it a bunch of times, and I watched it a few years ago, and the midst of that I was like, oh, this is fucking haunting. This is like, there are parallels across the board. But there's a shot in the movie that is a camera holding just the camera as it's coming down an escalator in a department store while a Muzak version of Teen Spirit plays, and you are seeing $1,000 pieces of flannel, high fashion shit. And I was like, there's no better vision of when I get prickly about corporate shit and some dipshit's like, why don't you, you're being exclusive. I'm like, no, you're trying to strip mine culture for people who care. And so you can throw it away later and say it was dumb.
This sold 11 million copies, and it was on Epitaph Records, making it the best-selling.
Well, was Nitro, or does that come after the Epitaph release of it?
I think this is after, but this is the best-selling independent record label release of all time up until this point.
Wow.
Wow.
Wait, Epitaph was an independent? Oh, yeah. Right. I do know.
Well, and then
Yeah.
they form Nitro then out of the money they make off of this, and then that puts out a ton of records.
Yeah.
Amazing. What a fertile time for music. Now we're fucked. No one
and the
makes any
singer
money.
is trying to help cure AIDS.
Yeah,
Is that right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dexter Holland.
cool.
That's-
Dexter Holland. That's his name.
we interviewed him in Nerdist back in the day, and it was a real wonder how this is going to go. And he said he's a goddamn delight.
Really?
Like he
Awesome.
has a
I'd
tricked
believe
out
that.
van that you would love.
Aw.
And he was so excited to show us about the van, and then like talking about all the biological science stuff he does.
I
and,
love
like,
that. Honestly, I think that if Pretty Fly Flyer White Guy hadn't happened, I think we would still love
Yeah,
them.
so-
it just was that fucked them up. That was their all-star.
My complicated relationship
Yeah.
with the Offspring is that every album they put out is 90% great,
Yeah.
and then 10% some terrible comedy song that will not age well.
Yes.
And
Of course.
because Americana is a fucking. I mean, Pretty Fly for a White Guy
Yeah.
is and that's I would say Why Don't You Get a Job is way worse than that.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
the song Pay the Man and Americana and Staring at the Sun are all fucking jams.
Yeah,
like
they're
Conspiracy
great.
of One basically does that has Original Prankster, which is like their best of their funny songs because they talk about Janet Reno. But yeah, they were a band that I was like, I'm over that. That's dumb. And a few years ago, I was like, they got good riffs because they have all this
They really do.
Noodles works all these like Middle Eastern like types of guitar playing into it that I'm kind of obsessed with. Like they have a lot more stuff than you realize that they're playing with.
Yeah.
His voice is pretty fucking iconic too.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, it is.
I mean,
You know
that
who's
was-
singing.
Yeah,
You know when you're in a crazy taxi from the sound of his voice.
yes. You got to get the man was built for the shit. I'm glad they made their money.
His mouth was built for the skate park.
His mouth was built to fix AIDS. Sorry. Well, you read into that, whatever.
That's a sentence from a poem I like.
Yeah, that's the Sheryl Crow poem from original poetry.
Do you still have the highlights when you intervied him? Is he still blonde? Is he still pulling that 90s,
Still
90s
blonde.
Right? Yeah, bleach
Good.
blonde.
Has
Good,
the
good, good,
look
good.
of like
I wanted to do that.
a Orange County cool uncle is what he's kind of aged into.
Yeah.
You know, you can see what it was youthful, but it's aged up a little bit, but it's not sad looking.
He's
but
the
it's
Mark
still
McGrath that'll buy you beer.
Yes,
Yeah,
100%.
for sure.
I do also remember.
Yeah.
So Nitro Records put out fucking,
And you can leave it out around him.
yeah, exactly.
They did a band called Bullet Train to Vegas, who I'm learning as I get older I might be the biggest fan of. But
Name.
I remember going up to him like, man, you put out that fucking Bullet Train to Vegas record. That was one of my favorite records of like the last 5 years. He was like, man, we didn't make any money off that. I was like, all right, maybe I am their biggest fan. And then I saw it at UC Irvine, and they kept getting shushed by people in the dorm nearby.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
That next weekend, April 13th, Serial Mom is released.
Yeah, John Waters,
Perfect
baby.
movie.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So
Love it.
they would never ever give
was
anyone
gonna
that
say,
amount of money to make that shit.
No, never again.
Never.
Never again.
There's the three
So
John
good.
Waters movies where he's getting away with a crime.
I mean,
it's
it's
like that
crazy.
one, Pecker, and then like
Serial-
Cecil B. Demented.
Supposed to be invented, yeah.
Serial Mom is falling down for Karen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's so accurate.
So good. You're right.
Listen to this fucking cast: Kathleen Turner, Ricky Lake,
Incredible.
Sam Waterston, Tracy Lords, Patty Hearst, Suzanne
Yeah,
Summers,
that's right.
Joan Rivers, and the band L7.
Hey,
Fucking incredible.
Matthew Lillard's in it too.
And Matthew Lillard. Yeah,
Give Matthew Lillard some love. That's all right.
Yeah, let's get him out here.
I'll constantly bring him. If I know he's in it, I will bring him. He was in Hackers too. We said that.
That's right. He
before.
was in Hackers. This is really what we're trying to tell
Listener, tweet at me at Kyle Fuckers Red. How many movies have I referenced Matthew Lillard in this episode?
But yeah, that's
a great movie.
That's Friday. Sunday, that following Sunday, April 15th, Space Ghost Coast to Coast premieres on
Whoa.
Cartoon
Yeah.
To
Network.
bring it full circle
Love
on
it.
the VHS for the
Of the
Mask.
Mask.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, there's the Jim Carrey
Oh.
interview on
Interview.
Space Ghost.
Oh,
Coast,
that's
Coast. I used to
awesome.
watch just that part
Uh-huh.
sometimes. Yep.
Hell yeah. High five.
Yeah.
So, do you love My Mask as well, Citizen Mask?
Space Ghost Mask is excellent. But where are the ears, man?
Don't need them. I read lips.
Excellent.
What? What?
Cool. All right.
It's weird because Who I Was at age 7 and 8 premiered on the same night as Who I Became at 8 and 9 because that same night, All That also premiered.
Oh, wow.
What?
So I would say I was way into All That next year, and then when I found Space Ghost and Cartoon Planet, that became my
Yeah.
personality in middle
Yeah,
school,
yeah.
and everyone hated me.
Yeah.
because I was doing Brack constantly.
Hell yeah.
That's all I did.
Sure, of
That's
course.
all I did.
Love Brack.
I know the whole Bean
Brack.
song. I sang it to all my teachers.
The
but
rules.
yeah, man, you get All That, which kids equivalent of SNL, and then also the best R&B and hip hop music of its time.
That was
Oh,
the
the theme
craziest
song
part.
was the best.
At a
Yeah.
time in which
As
SNL
many immature performances as you can take.
Dude, like at a time in which SNL was not really fucking with R&B that
Not at all.
much.
Uh-uh.
Meanwhile, you flip it on Nickelodeon, you had like DeBrat, TLC, you had Coolio, you had
Yeah.
Tribe Called Quest.
Yep.
Yep.
Like these amazing.
I maintain a lot of, I think, like the stuff I've come to get into later in life with like hip hop and stuff like that is
all that.
and all these like
Yeah.
early '90s programs.
Yeah.
that, like put
Yeah.
like Roundhouse. I found an episode of Roundhouse recently.
Oh, Roundhouse.
The
Roundhouse.
pre all that.
It was like
I could sing the whole thing right now, but I won't. I was showing an episode of it to Taylor because one of those things where I'm just like, why does this not exist anymore? This is a dance-based show built around R&B and hip hop, live music that's all about socially conscious things for children.
It's so
How are we all
good.
fucking it up and not making this show that would cost nothing?
Do you remember Nick News W5?
With Linda Ellerby?
Linda Ellerby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember
Nickelodeon
that. Yeah, Linda Ellerby,
was
yeah,
everything.
no, Nickelodeon was
Like
everything.
Nickelodeon and The Simpsons is and the Turtles.
Yeah.
That's my childhood. Just those. That's it.
Remember you meet like hardcore Disney kids that didn't watch any Nick? It
weird.
was like,
I don't trust
the fuck's
them.
the matter with
Yeah,
you? How do you
yeah.
know what the
I
world
so
is?
badly want to get into the Nick world just so I can try to
Yeah.
revive every single thing from the 90s.
Did you ever see that
Seriously.
doc, The Orange
I
Year?
sure did. Oh, I read the book it's based
fucking
off too.
great.
It's all
Is
great.
it?
It's
Oh,
so
nice.
great.
Oh, it's really fun.
It was really wonderful.
You
Watch
really
it.
appreciate that what's Clarissa's?
I can't remember her name, but she's
Melissa Joan Hart.
amazing.
Her mom is incredible
Oh,
because she
cool.
literally her things for her. You can't put her in makeup. You can't touch her eyebrows.
That's cool.
Like those were the rules for letting her be in it.
I love that.
Yeah, it's so the documentary is it's just built around like really sensible people who have really good creative taste and also like want to make a good product.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I love that we're just like, how novel was it that a bunch of people made a good product that was also entertaining?
That also like respected
so
the
good.
intelligence of children.
Totally. And wanted it to
Right.
be creative and
Yeah.
not just feed
It's-
them like
Yeah.
morals or whatever.
Why I've kind of
exactly.
become so
very
fixated
good.
on thinking about trying to get into that world
Right.
is just because I'm like, oh, you can do stuff here that is good.
Yeah.
Right up until the year 2000, when one day they were shooting at some food, and up from the ground came a bubbling crude SpongeBob SquarePants. That
See,
is.
but I would even argue SpongeBob has some like
Well done.
redeeming stuff to it. As
Oh,
well.
it does too,
Like-
but it was their
Yeah.
like
That
downfall
became-
where it's like,
It
oh, here
capsized
comes
the
an
whole thing.
avalanche of money. Let's
Yeah.
do this more.
It's the jaws of
I think it's when they
children's
sold
TV.
Doug. That's when you started to feel
the terror of
whole-
Bikini Bottom.
yeah.
On April 19th, there we go. Fucking Illmatic. Now,
Baskin and
I don't even know.
Illmatic.
This is the crazy thing because we've already hit like all these like kind of rock / pop / alternative.
Everything's
The
exploded.
fucking hip hop of this year is stupid. It's so stupid.
sure.
And this not even like really one of Nas's biggest selling records, but you know, obviously
I'd still put
became-
this over Nostradamus.
Well, no. But I mean, like, you know, upon further reflection,
Yeah.
one of the best.
Can you believe that this, like, Doggy Style comes out, and then a few months later, you go to Sam Goody, and this is just
Yeah, it's
there
crazy.
now. Like, that's...
yeah. Just
I think
sitting there.
the last two Nas records fucking rule, so I would strongly recommend King's Disease Part 1 and 2. They're so fucking good.
Okay.
He's great as a middle-aged rapper because he's like past this part of his
I got to
persona,
see
so
him play with the
it's interesting.
Beastie Boys, and it was pretty dope. Like, that was,
Cool.
it was funny, because they did the real, like, we'd like to bring out a guest, and they know enough people that your brain is just sort of like, you could say any
Anybody.
name.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
could say Obama right now, and we'd believe you. Like, you'd be like, ladies and gentlemen, I've resurrected John Lennon.
The
Like,
the
Dalai Lama. Like,
yeah.
the Beastie Boys, because I think it was maybe the last, it's like the second last show they ever played, too,
Oh,
was
yeah.
that Bonnaroo show.
I think it was the last.
And they literally like are like, all right, coming to stage, Nas. And you
Yeah.
kind of heard a whole audience go, did not pull that, but also this is way better than whatever I was saying.
yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the best rappers ever lived.
Yeah,
Hell
it's
yeah.
awesome.
Hot take, Nas can rap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was the mission statement for the first album. And then they were like, we'll figure out songs later.
It's also
It
got
took
the
like
fun
5
thing,
albums.
because I think the other thing I'm thinking of is out this year too later on that involves some fun gentlemen from another part of New York City.
Oh, yes,
And
definitely.
so I will compare this album to that one later because they are inversions of each other.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I will force everyone to hear about that.
can't
Like
wait.
you're in my college dorm. You guys want the rap lecture or the shoegaze lecture? You got to sit through one.
The shoegaze one will make you fall asleep. That's the music.
The samples are a lot more fun in this one.
The next day, Danny Rawling, aka the Gainesville Ripper, is sentenced to death for killing 5 people in Florida back in 1990.
Look at that. No Chikatilo numbers.
Yeah, and you know,
Getting a lot of dealing with serial killers in the early 90s.
oh yeah,
That's a nice thing we're doing.
Yeah, well, this is kind of the end of people being exposed to a lot of lead paint.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
we're
lead paint.
tapering.
That theory broke my brain.
Oh yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
that is insane.
Yeah,
I never
yeah.
heard that.
Oh,
yeah.
the violence, you can track
Wow.
like violence in America to go down as lead paint
becomes
is-
less prevalent.
That it was
Yeah.
literally a factor.
Incredible.
Isn't it fun that it's still in some places now?
Yeah, no.
It's fun to
It's
see.
hanging out.
The lead paint and asbestos buildings.
Yeah.
Well, that's like sort of how there will still be a Twitter one day.
Yeah.
Speaking of psychotic killers, April 22nd, 1994, Richard Nixon dies of a stroke. Yeah.
God, to have been like an assistant on a TV show with TV writers that day, to watch them go like, we've lost our ultimate inspiration.
Leno cried.
Yeah.
Leno,
Oh, yeah.
Leno for
Like-
sure cried.
I remember when he died, and I asked my mom, like, "Am I supposed to feel bad? Was he a
There's a
good
couple
person?"
of stand-up comedians who just like hung up their jacket.
That's right. Unrolled the sleeves. Yeah.
And on this day, my career dies too.
not
My
a crook.
secret highlight of the 4th of July party this year was sitting with Fifi and Connor and Keith and talking about Richard Nixon for a good 20 minutes. Tom approached at some point, heard what we were talking about, and just did not break pace, walked away.
Yep. Just keep going. Keep going. Mr. Millhouse.
That was the most. I was like, finally, I'm in the world I'm supposed to be. Talking about Nixon, other people who want to talk about Nixon while people are having fun around them.
I've stayed at the Watergate.
Oh, have
really?
you?
On my list of to do.
By the way,
Yeah.
check out what.
Shut the fuck up.
I have
Watergate
on my desk
coaster.
a
Nice.
Watergate ashtray.
that's
a real,
cool.
It's an
it's
ashtray.
a real ashtray
That's
from the Watergate.
Where did
That.
you? Was that?
Estate sales. This is.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even know I have to hunt one of those down until right
They're
now.
pretty easy to find. Everyone stole one.
That's because that's the problem. Is like once I start collecting funny vintage ashtrays, that's the ball game.
Yeah.
So I've had to stop for
Becomes it.
so fucking long. I've almost bought hundreds, which is why I can't.
That one is fairly cheap on eBay because literally everyone stole that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like no one stayed in their room at the Watergate and didn't steal either the robe or the ashtray
Yeah.
with the
Yeah,
logo.
well,
on
what
it.
are the robes and
I-
coasters like?
I stole the umbrella.
Oh,
classy.
Well, this is what I did because like you could take an umbrella from your room and then when you dropped it off at the
Love a DC hotel where they're so trusting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When you came back, you're supposed to just leave it with the valet guys. So I would just like walk out with one, and then I'd just put it in my car, and then I'd be like, "Hey," I'd come back downstairs and be like, "Hey, my umbrella! I didn't because you need a new one every time you leave." So I got like 3 umbrellas in my car.
Holy shit!
And then I gave one to my dad for Father's Day that
That's
year.
a
It was like-
solid present.
great
I was like,
word.
"Hey, Dad, I stole from the Watergate for you."
I've never been more proud.
The hold music at the Watergate Hotel is B-side Richard Nixon speeches.
Whoa.
What?
Nothing.
Holy shit!
Nothing will-
B-side, you mean the ones he recorded in
It's
his
just the
office?
tape.
The secret. It's the secret honor tapes.
Yeah, secret honor.
You're on hold. It's like,
Phil
well, the
Baker
problem
Hall
is the
screaming.
Jews. You're like, oh, what?
You're just like waiting for hospitality to pick up, and it's just Richard Nixon just saying that Henry Kissinger's a good guy, and you're just like,
You guys got to know him. You know, people throw around the words war crime a little too casually.
They know why you
these days.
came there. They want to make sure they're in
it's
it.
fucking wild.
It's sort of like, I mean, you should come. I mean, all three of you should come because that was one of the things we were all talking about. Like the Richard Nixon Library is in Yorba Linda,
Oh, yeah.
and the fact that we have all not done a field
I would love
trip
to go.
up
I've
there.
been.
I've wanted
Would
to
love
go.
to go.
You have.
I've been, and it's really funny because it is the house he was born in.
Yeah.
It's the only presidential library that's at the birthplace. And not only that, the house he was born in is approximately 25 to 30 feet away from the helicopter he fucked off in. At the
Wait,
end of
really?
The helicopter's
I'm
in
gonna
the parking
lose my
lot.
mind at this thing.
Yeah,
Wait, question: when did you go?
2013, something like that, right when I first moved here.
Okay, because like not that long ago, because it used to be his private family ran it, and then another organization came in, and then they put in the Watergate wing because that did not
They would-
exist. They,
'cause
they
I wanna
didn't
know-
mention it before.
It was there when I went
Okay,
there.
I've been
you've
told
been
they
since
have
the changeover.
because my I had a friend in college
Yeah.
and her dad worked for the Nixon administration. There was a picture of her older sister being held by Henry Kissinger. But I know that for a while there, they had a cut of the Nixon-Kennedy debates where they do it like the radio, where people thought Nixon was winning, and
Yeah.
they cut like shots of JFK going like he's impressed by Nixon's answers and shit.
Yeah.
I wanted to see that for so long.
Yeah,
awesome.
we should go. I have a presidential library passport that could use a
Whoa.
new stamp.
Hey, I'm down. I'm fucking down.
Well, and I think the irony is that it's finally a presidential library I'm excited to visit after
Yeah.
having one in my hometown all these years.
Yeah. Well, and by the way, the entire gift shop, the only piece of merch that they feel confident that they can move is various items with the picture of him and Elvis on there.
They're not
for
wrong.
sure. They're
That's
not wrong.
every-
There will be a shirt I
That's
buy.
every shirt,
yeah.
mug, everything they've got.
Do they
in
have the
there.
one with him and O.J. Simpson?
Ooh,
because
I
that's
don't
a
know.
separate photo.
That's a great one.
Yeah, that would also be nice.
I have a magnet of that hangs from the thing in my room, so that when I walk past, I remembered that that's a thing.
My favorite picture of Richard Nixon is him walking the beach in San Clemente wearing a full suit because the man knew how to relax. But yeah, 4 days later, listen to this fucking list. This is the Tuesday. You know, Tuesday is when the new music dropped.
Okay.
April 26th is fucking insane. Johnny Cash releases American Recordings 1.
Goddamn.
Outkast releases Southern Playalistic Cadillac Music. Wow. Live releases Throwing Copper.
I love that. I love that record growing up in that. They are the worst fucking band. And I have lots of knowledge
I
about
slept
them.
well, they played live once. They were on
Really?
a festival, and I was so disengaged that
Yes.
I actively fell asleep and was only woken when my friends came and were worried I had collapsed. and I went,
awesome.
no, I'm sorry. Live was playing.
Yeah.
So boring.
And on that same day, across the pond, We get fucking Park Life by Blur. Comes out the exact same day as all of those.
94, man. The shit was in the air.
What a haul. Imagine going to Blockbuster Music and walking out with the 4 new CDs that came out that day, or 5, rather.
So, you know what's fun? One of the handful of things I took from when I went to England was that Blur's Park Life is to us what so many pop records are, that you're just like, it's like barely breathing.
Yeah,
where you're just used to hearing it all the time. Like,
Sure.
So I realized I'd sit in places, then Boys and Girls would start. I'm like, God, they play that a lot here. And then I'm like, oh, I forgot I'm in England.
Yeah, you're in the home.
they were more into the song than I was.
yeah, exactly. Also, shout out to at Special Cases. This is also when All for One releases the song "I Swear."
Yeah,
big one.
And then is that before or after the Clint Black version?
I'm not sure. No, that's John Michael Montgomery, and that's
that's
before.
Okay.
And Special Cases says 1994 was a time where the nerds from the computer lab had a few big hits, and I'd say that applies to Blur as well.
Yes, absolutely.
May 9th, Joel Rifkin is found guilty of the murders of 9 women. He's believed to have 17 victims between 89 and 93. And he got caught because he killed the girlfriend of the lead singer of Reagan Youth.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, so he
He didn't have license plates on his car.
So they were hanging out, and she was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go make some money right quick, if you know what I mean." And
Sex worker.
yeah, exactly. And so she says, "I'll be back in 20 minutes." She doesn't come back. He calls the cops. They put out an APB on the car, and they catch him a couple days later with her under a
Holy
tarp
shit.
in the back of the Mazda pickup. Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Also, Reese's Puffs came out that day. But anyway,
To be killed by a Joel.
I know.
Reagan Youth
bummer.
may be one of the oddest punk rock stories of where they pop up in things.
Yeah.
Because they also wrote "Degenerated," the song from fucking Airheads.
Yeah,
Oh,
Like,
wow.
that's a Reagan
Really?
Youth song.
That's hilarious.
Whoa.
Like
I
they
love
said,
Airheads.
their appearances across pop culture are fucking super weird.
Yeah,
They're like the
sounds
letters to Cleo.
Yeah, they are
they're
the
weird,
hardcore band version of Letters to Cleo for sure.
May 10th, Nelson Mandela is sworn in as the president of South Africa. So officially
Now,
bringing
but do we all remember it that way?
I thought he died though.
I thought that Shaq killed him as a genie.
The same day, John Wayne Gacy is executed in Illinois.
Holy shit, we are knocking this shit left and right.
I'm telling you.
The 90s is compensating for the 70s
Yeah, it's
like
like-
a fiend.
We're putting cuffs on people. God damn it.
Rifkin also has the Seinfeld episode.
Yes,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
right.
Yes,
That's right.
Yes, he does.
But yeah, that same day, by the way. So we got Mandela, Gacy, and
Huge.
Oh, shit, dog.
Biggest.
the same goddamn
Do you
day.
think Gacy heard it before?
No.
He heard this, then
No,
said, kiss my ass, and they fried
well,
it.
that's the thing is they kill you at midnight, so he didn't get to the record store before they
he
opened.
listened to Surf Wax USA.
It would be funny just to give him the first verse and then cut it right before the chorus starts.
Yeah, he does. You don't give him the
Big build-up.
satisfaction.
Ah,
I will say, hearing this song in a bar is one of those things that's not annoying. Everybody
Yeah.
sings it and really means it, and it's beautiful.
This is on a very specific playlist in my life. I don't know if any of you have traveled to Six Flags Hurricane Harbor, but they have a
Maybe they'll-
playlist there that is like 11 songs from the mid 90s. It is
Yeah.
this, it is Walking on the Sun, it is 1979.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's this like perfect alt rock run of songs. And so like I hear this song and literally all I think of is water slides.
Oh, hold on.
That's
We
awesome.
gotta.
Flip on
Oh.
telly, wrestle with Jimmy.
Yeah, I mean,
the best.
I
saw them.
So I was gonna say I fought liking Weezer for years because he and I have the same name, and I would tell people my name is Rivers.
You're the
course.
you're the better Rivers.
Oh,
So I would have had to do.
Yes.
yeah,
Say it ain't so.
yeah.
You got a sustainability as Rivers then.
But yeah, I
My man has written a lot of
I
basketball.
fought it for years. But you know, this is a bop. This is
It's
a certified
so
bop.
the longer they go along, here's my weird thing with Weezer. This album's always gonna be fun.
Right.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I will always be a Weezer Blue guy.
right.
Everything else is open for debate on the Senate floor.
Yeah.
But this
We've got the Blue album.
Rick
Yeah.
Ocasek, nice work. You fixed him.
Pinkerton fucking rules, but I understand it's a little bit. angry at women.
I have yet to hit the point in my life where I'm real. It's funny. I had asked Taylor at some point, I'm like, what do you think of Pinkerton? She's like, we're not having this conversation right now. You can't start this conversation. You don't intend to finish it today.
Right.
We're getting food.
I have to talk about how much this band disappointed me in real time because I was a huge fan. I saw them on their first tour when Undone was the single.
Oh shit!
So I got it because of the Spin magazine. Like now hear this volume 12 or some or it wasn't called that, but it was something like that. And it had Undone the Sweater Song, and I loved it.
Yep.
And we loved it. So when the record came out, we bought it the day it came out, and I saw them way early. There was nobody there. It was in this big place called 328 Performance Hall, so it's just like a giant warehouse.
Hell yeah.
We talked to them afterwards. They were so fucking nice to us. They were so funny and kind. They talked to us outside by the bus for like 20 minutes.
So Homeboy was even still playing guitar with them at that point.
Matt Sharp. The bass player. And he was like, that's the thing. He was sort of a dual leader with him back in the day.
Yeah.
So
Kinda
he was
needed
just
him.
as much the celebrity guy.
Yeah.
So, and he was the funniest.
Meanwhile, Brian Bell's standing around going like, guys, it's all about me.
Yeah, like eventually I'll be the cool one.
By process of elimination, people finally have to like me.
Right. He's one of the OG members. But anyway, so we saw them on the Pinkerton tour. I saw them, and they were obviously bigger then. And then I saw them open up for No Doubts.
Yeah.
And then they vanished, and everyone was like, what is the deal? And I think it took 5
Harvard
years.
years, right?
Yeah, before Green Album came out. And so, and also I was
It's 96 to 90 or to 2000.
Yeah. So, and band members changed and all this bullshit. So, I know this a little bit because I'm like, my dad's a musician. So, like, musician magazines are around me all the goddamn time. So, I'm aware of what's going on in their narrative. But I'm like, I guess they're never going to put a record out. I thought he was like a lost
They
cause.
never did.
Man. And so then we went and saw
Think
them.
about what could have been.
Yeah, so we saw them on their first tour back. It was a Yahoo sponsored show.
But that's the one where you did get the
very
Get Up
lame.
Kids and Ozma opening.
Yeah,
Yes?
100%.
So you got the Get Up Kids out
Yes,
of it.
and we went to North Carolina. And
They're
saw,
like, who sounds the most like us?
I know. And so, and this is the big thing I should mention. So when I saw them back in the day, they used to bring that W out on stage with the light bulbs, and the joke would be they'd had everything set up, and then the band members would drag that onto stage, plug it up, and then play the first song. That was the joke. And then we went and saw them, and there was literally, multicolored shooting flames out of it. And we were like, what? It's like not funny
That's
anymore.
not Weezer.
And then like I couldn't see Rivers Cuomo's face. He was like in shadow and he looked like a fucking robot. And everyone that came, like 12
No
people,
proof he's
all
not.
just were like, whoa, do they suck now? And literally it was like, oh my God, do they suck? And
They
the whole
do.
ride home, everyone either fought or agreed that they sucked.
I had such
and
a
look where we are.
They were like
suck.
one of my favorite
Very
bands. Right? The one of the many times where I wish I could go back in a time machine and go like, let me tell you about your music taste, friend. Because your shit is gonna get rocked constantly. And like I remember like
some bullshit.
I remember like getting Green Out because like Hash Pipe has a fun little
There's
riff,
some
and it's like
okay
it's a
stuff.
stupid song, but like it's got a riff.
Yeah.
And then like just going like I remember listening to going like, oh, I know I'm like young, but like I hate this.
Yeah.
It's so
It's
boring.
bad.
And I
So
still like I
boring.
remember like learning cynically how to play Islands in the Sun just because like girls liked
Totally,
it, and I was
totally.
I feel like a whore.
Yep.
And
Yep.
just being off kind of, and I kept trying to go back. I don't know if you guys did periodically.
Oh yeah, shout out my favorite piece of media that I've watched in the last year is a YouTube series called "What Makes This Song Stink" by a guy named Pat Finnerty, and there's a 45-minute episode all about Beverly Hills.
Oh shit!
But it's him contemplating his entire the rise and fall of Weezer in his life and what Weezer meant to
Amazing.
him, and he ties it into his love of Boston Market.
Love it.
And like
That all is, that all checks out.
Well,
it's
now
a
I have
very-
something to do after this
Yeah.
podcast.
it's a perfect episode of anything that I've watched. I love it. I
Oh
love
my God,
it.
I have to
Yeah,
check
yeah.
it out. That's
yeah,
awesome.
highly recommend that.
That's
Man,
awesome.
that first record is fucking
Yeah.
perfect.
It was so special. And it was also, there's
I
another
hate
thing.
that I still use the first Boston album as reference. It's a perfect album. Like the first Boston.
Yeah, like Santana's first. But sort of like a lot of people back then, especially, were like, oh, these guys are co-opting indie rock and it's fake indie rock and all this shit. I don't think that's true because that dude was so in his own box that he just got introduced to Nirvana at Pixies at the right time and he was like, I can write songs like this. And then he cranked out. What happened is, I think, is Island in the Sun was such a fucking huge hit that he was like, oh, that's my thing. And you're like, no, dude. That's not your thing.
It's not.
And that he's made 100 songs like that and they're so boring.
He seems like such a weird, like, for a guy who had such a distinct run of style and stuff like that, seems to so thoroughly chase stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna sound like a real monster, and 8th grade me is about to be fucking furious, but like Weezer and Kevin Smith are these two things
Coming
that like
soon.
I like bum me out. Because they are reasons that I am the person that I am.
Me too.
But they have also become haunting lessons on, as I become an artist influenced by them, on like kind of what not to do. And again, that's not disrespect to either of those wildly successful people who could crush me if they wished.
Oh yeah,
But-
they put out beautiful things, and like, but they didn't hold on to that.
But for me, like the person who like saw these things and saw like a part of myself that I could be, it's kind of a bummer that of all the things, again, that like, meanwhile, like they bum me out and then Nine Inch Nails shows up and goes like, hey man, I know we didn't know each other before, but like you're looking pretty cool. You want to go somewhere?
yeah.
It's a beautiful sentiment. And speaking of sentiment, 7 days later,
You say
This was the closeout to the Meltdown show so many times. That's all I think of. Is just,
Great way
I just
to
think of Emily Gordon mouthing this on a quiet, empty Meltdown stage.
Lisa Loeb.
Music video, it was
fucking
huge.
When everybody looked at Rivers Cuomo and thought, I feel funny, and then they saw Lisa Loeb, thank God. So this is an intermediate step before I get where I'm going.
And I will say this, she is a pioneer in that she is the first artist in history to top the U.S. pop charts without being signed to a record label.
Interesting.
Damn,
really?
Just from the soundtrack?
This was released as part of the Reality Bites soundtrack, and she was not on a label.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so now that is very commonplace because no one needs a record label really for any reason.
Yeah, the internet.
But she cracked it.
Unless it's the
Wow.
small digital-based one that just sort of helps you get your record out.
Yeah, well, yeah. You don't have Radland. Everyone needs Radland.
No, we don't need to. No, it is. Record labels are funny because they don't need to be a thing.
Not at all.
That's why you start them as a novelty because you were at work one day.
And no one would do this feat again until Thrift Shop by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis.
Oh, yeah.
So it took until 2012 for someone who's not signed to go to number one.
It's also
shout out to Lisa.
So this is then the thing that is aged best out of Reality Bites. Then a movie that truly to me kind of in the same vein as like Soul Man, where you're just like, it is insane that a movie had this plot.
That's awesome. I haven't seen it in so long.
I truly like. I mean, I remember when I watched it for the first time, going like, this is one of those 90 thing I want to connect with really badly, like Empire Records. I was like, this movie sucks.
Empire
now.
Records sucks so bad.
No, I beg to differ. Empire Records is great. I love it with all of my heart. I watched it on Rex Manning Day with Andy Owancio this year.
There's someone,
it was great.
I just heard the director, or someone was talking about the director hated the movie, didn't know it, did not want to make the movie the way they made it, and basically was like,
that's what makes it great.
Let's
though.
fucking get it over with.
It is the best 90s trash product, and so that's why, because then you don't have to take all the other things that are similar in its vein.
Okay,
But Reality Bites is though is like, what if you just like hung out with shitty people and then like, had
Everyone's
codependence?
an asshole.
What if everybody in this is a person to hate?
Yeah. Not a likable person in that entire
No,
movie.
it's a movie full of people we'd be mad have podcasts now.
This is a crazy spring. May 19th, Jackie O dies, and she found out she had cancer and then like died immediately afterwards. Like they announced it, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, you're fucked here."
She's like, I'm done. I'd be done
like,
too.
I've had not a great run. Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah, let's try this again.
And then as far as bangers go, May 31st, again another Warner Brothers logo too.
You know, I'm gonna make a bold statement. Best song of the 90s.
I mean,
Fuck
it might
everything
be.
else.
It really might be.
It's pretty fucking awesome.
So that Star Trek Beyond, I remember not seeing it and then going and seeing it and thinking, I remember watching going like, I should be mad, and instead this is the best thing in the world. If this were any other song, I'd be furious.
No,
but if one song was
good.
going to save the universe, it's fucking Sabotage.
Absolutely. It's so fun too, and this is the first time they presented themselves with like fake mustaches and shit.
Oh,
Fake
the Spike
hands
Jonze
and-
video?
Yeah,
Like-
they're just like,
Oh, yeah.
we're shitting all over what you think the Beastie Boys are. We don't care.
Their video is 2000s internet aesthetic.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It's
That's why-
Channel 101.
Yeah, it's Channel 101 and Funny or Die have just been ripping off the Sabotage video for
You're so
10
right.
years.
That's hilarious.
That's why I'm like shocked that this is 94 because it feels early odds.
Yeah, this is ill communication, and
It
this
does.
fucking
This record is
That is
amazing.
awesome.
Get It Together is fucking on there with Q-Tip.
Yeah.
And also, one of the bonus tracks is called Mullet Head, and as best linguists can tell, no earlier use of the term mullet that refers to a hairstyle exists. So the
Really?
Beastie
They
Boys
did it.
Really?
coined the term
No
mullet.
shit.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Weird.
Damn.
So, I mean, I gotta just. I mean, we're getting into some movies here, but I did want to mention 7 days later, Stone Temple Pilots released "Purple."
God damn, this year is
So this is
crazy.
Interstate Road song?
Interstate Love Song, which
There's millions of dollars going on.
I might have said this on the show, but that was the first song that I ever heard on the radio, and turned to my father and said, "This is my favorite song now."
Wow.
Like I never. That was the first time I had an opinion on
Wow.
music that wasn't Weird Al.
Yeah.
Like,
You're like,
Totally.
this rules. I know it.
like Weird Al was just a given. Like that's just
Yeah.
yeah.
Can't wait
That's
to hear the Al cover.
Al fucking rules. And I remember hearing Interstate Love Song and being like, I don't think musical is better than this. It's
That's
just
their
so
best
good.
song, I think.
It
it's
is.
fucking-
I had to learn that they were good later because the Sex Type thing was the first song of theirs that I
Sure.
heard.
Yeah.
They're
Vaseline.
wobbly in spots, but there's obviously some real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell of a voice.
Same day, Regulate by Warren G comes out.
What?
Yeah.
Massive.
Why are we not playing a clip of that?
Same
Gangsta
fucking
rap
day.
world.
Play that clip.
It was a clear black night.
Get it. Sexy.
Another like
Against it.
maybe competitive against Sabotage as another thing I'd put in the conversation for song of the 90s.
You know, Michael
the only two things that
McDonald.
might beat this are fucking This Is How We Do It. Like that's the end of my list.
Oh yeah,
Montel.
fucking great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Montel Williams.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Montel Williams. He
Oh,
broke
yeah,
off
the show about the kid who married his
He doesn't
mom.
look 6'8" in the TV show.
It's crazy. Mountain, get out of my way. That was the name of his autobiography.
Man, this song just driving anywhere while this
Yeah.
song plays.
It feels
is-
cool.
Makes driving better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is like the most
You ever
pimp fucking
honest moment?
gangster
You ever
shit.
played this while driving to an open mic to try to get yourself into the movie?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Both
I
versions.
pulled up and then changed songs before Tom Seiniger could make fun of me.
3 days later, Speed is released.
I just watched Speed last night.
Speed holds
Yeah,
up.
I know.
I watched it last night.
I'm gonna have to watch it tonight.
It's fucking great.
It's great.
It's great.
It's Die Hard on a bus or
Yeah.
whatever.
I like it better than Die Hard. There, I said it.
But everybody's
I do
just
too.
so
Yeah.
perfectly cast in it, and like
I'll take Keanu over Bruce every single
Yeah.
day of the week.
it's great. We had a great time watching last night. We were laughing our asses off, and just look when they open the movie, pretty much flipping cars, and you're like, all right, we're
Yeah.
flipping cars in this
Hell
fucking
yeah.
movie.
And well, what happened? What'll stop him if the thing breaks? Yeah, the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
He's fucking making jokes.
And
I know,
and you got Cameron from Ferris Bueller's in
course.
there.
And
Yeah.
Jeff
And Jeff
Daniels,
Daniels.
baby.
Yeah, Jeff
Oh,
Daniels great in it.
Jeff Daniel breaks my heart in that movie.
Oh, Harry. You gotta get out of that house, Harry.
And Dennis Hopper rules,
Yeah.
obviously. It's
yeah.
very fun.
Dennis Hopper's second
Sandy.
greatest role.
Yeah.
I think so.
Well,
Yeah.
behind Blue Velvet.
Yeah.
Velvet.
That's
And then Easy
Rider's
Rider.
the cultural
Yeah.
one.
Is
Yeah.
Sandra Bullock a big deal at that point?
No, that's
No,
kind
that's
of
early.
First big
That's
thing, right?
for
second. It's the Nets the year before and then this. And I think it's
Yeah.
while you were sleeping after that and then she's off to the races. I love
Yeah, yeah.
Sandra
No,
Bullock.
Yeah.
Sandy
She
Bullock's
rules.
fucking great.
Yeah, she's very good.
America's
Sandy was
Sweetheart.
my
Awesome.
youthful crush for a long time.
Oh yeah,
That was as a boy. I was like, that's Sandra Bullock. That's what I'm about.
yeah. She's super funny. I still love her and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh yeah. I was
good job
I was
of laying
excited
low
when
and
that new
stuff.
thing
Yeah,
came
yeah.
out. Like
Yeah.
her and J-Lo saving the romantic comedy and non-Marvel cinema for us all.
The Lost City is not actually all that bad. Daniel Radcliffe is
looks
really
delightful.
fucking good.
I'm
in
into it.
He's
believe
really
it.
good in it.
The next day, Jacksonville, Florida, the largest popcorn container ever is measured at 6,619.76 cubic feet of popcorn.
At the time, someone has beat this.
No, I think it's ever.
How much butter?
How much better? Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for asking the important question.
Yeah, let's get down to the weight of it.
I have no idea. But meanwhile, 141 miles south of Jacksonville in Orlando, Hulk Hogan makes his debut in WCW. So he jumped ship after the steroid trial, which
Yeah,
was
yeah.
Decided that same year, actually.
Was he on steroids?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, he
The
for sure
trial,
was.
the trial was basically a man named Dr. George Zahorian. Was all the boys in the locker room. He was their go-to guy for anabolic steroids. And then he alleged when he got arrested that Vince McMahon told him to distribute steroids to the locker room.
Yeah.
So the United States government went to trial with Vince. Vince showed up wearing a neck brace every day, which is
my
just like
God.
hilarious.
What a Vince
So great.
McMahon move.
What a wrestling move.
I know.
If I appear infirm, they can't touch me.
Bingo. Yeah. It's the same as Harvey Weinstein coming in with the crutches and
yeah.
shit. Yeah.
Wait, why were they going to trial for doing steroids? Who gives a fuck?
Because this
he
would
was
be
making them.
well,
Greasing
it
the
was
fake wheels.
it was illegal. So
Oh, okay.
Vince is like they're saying you're distributing illegal drugs to your wrestlers,
Oh,
right?
Wait, which ones?
Yeah, well, that's the
Oh, the
thing.
steroids? Sure, yeah, whatever.
Get the neck brace. We're going to court.
Honey, grab my brace.
Well, that's the thing. The government fucked this up so bad because they found 11 wrestlers, 10 of them were like, yeah, I took a bunch of steroids, but Vince never said shit about it. He didn't care. Whatever. He wasn't giving me shit. I did it because I wanted to look professional. I wanted to look awesome.
Yeah.
Except one guy named Nails, who ended up contradicting himself by saying that he both had no animosity towards McMahon and later that he hated McMahon. So their one guy.
I feel like a lot of wrestlers saw that testimony and kind of nodded to themselves.
yeah. And of course, Vince would never face any legal troubles ever again. But
that's never happened. So did Nails take the fall for him?
Well, no. Like Nails just basically was like, I did him, and he told me to. But then they're like, oh, but you're unreliable because you fucking said you didn't hate the guy and then hated the guy. So
question.
Yeah.
When Vince McMahon dies, how litigious is his family as far as the biopic I desperately want?
Well,
That's exactly
do you know what's going on currently?
No.
Oh, yeah. So he's had to pay. It was revealed that he has paid about $12 million in hush money to various people who worked for him, who he was actively fucking. So he's had to step away from the company. That's why I said he's had no further legal troubles because right now he's still writing the show, which is very bad at the moment, but he's not the president.
It's all
right now.
the subplots are all just about how people should be forgiven for this.
And Lauren Michaels is next, everybody. Get ready.
That's a biopic that just like, because it's like, yeah, sure, the back end is full of fucked up things. Big surprise. I want to know everything that leads up to that because every part of his career is a trick. Like, he is the most successful carny of all time.
Oh, yeah, he's the more evil Walt Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah, by a long shot.
Hogan left WWF in August of 1993 to go to Hollywood.
Don't worry, I'll stay good, everybody. Wink.
Was Hollywood Hogan?
No, yeah, well, so he went and made a TV show that was from the creators of Baywatch called Thunder in Paradise.
Oh, yeah, baby.
And his character's name was Randolph J. Hurricane Spencer. And the Thunder in Paradise, he was done with wrestling. He's like, I'm going to be an actor. But Thunder in Paradise was shooting right next to WCW studios. So Ric Flair...
I'm here.
Ric Flair and Bischoff literally went over to the studio every day to beg him to come to WCW, got Ted Turner to give him $2 million a year to come back to wrestling. And so he quit Thunder in Paradise.
I changed my mind. I want that WCW movie. It's more interesting.
Yeah.
I've seen a doc on WCW, and that's really got some...
Gets wild.
Yeah.
It's like the company itself has the same run as like a biopic of a single celebrity where it's like scrappy and then it gets too big and then like starts doing the same shit over and over again and it destroys the career.
Pretty much. Yeah. And they brought him into the company with a parade at MGM Studios in Orlando.
That's some funny footage.
I would describe the crowd as just the people who were at MGM Studios in Orlando. No one seems to be really freaking out. They're more entertained by a man in a flamenco outfit on stilts. They're like looking at that. Hogan is riding on top of a red and yellow Dodge Viper, which was the coolest car at the time.
Commando's available on VHS right now.
Yeah, but more people are looking at the guy on stilts in the footage. But anyway, so that's June 11th. June 12th, 1994. Somebody with O.J. Simpson's blood sawed the head off of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman outside of a condo on Bundy Drive in the Brentwood neighborhood of L.A. I don't know who it was, but it was somebody.
They'll find him one day. O.J.'s on the case.
With O.J.'s blood did that.
Also, watching Speed last night, there's a scene where Keanu is driving a fucking white Ford Bronco on the highway, and he's being chased, and I was like, wow.
Shit.
And it's right before it. And it's like,
hell
it
yeah.
looks exactly like the aerial shot you've seen 2 million times. I was like, whoa, what the fuck?
O.J. Simpson has evolved into one of the most interesting pop culture dynamics we've ever had.
It was fucking wild.
Man who got away with murder so that we didn't have a war.
I know.
And then proceeds to take the mulligan of all fucking mulligans and just be the most hilarious dirtbag maniac of all time. I'm stealing fucking sports equipment. I'm making prank shows. I'm writing a book where I confess to my murder.
I read that book.
If I did.
Have you read it?
I read it for fun.
I
It's fucking
downloaded it
crazy.
off Kazaa years ago, but didn't get around to reading
Yeah,
it.
it's very short because it's like, how much can you really say without going to jail for the rest of your life?
Yeah,
so it's really small, but
Is it worth it?
Yes, it's
Okay.
because it's like
it.
You should work
Thank
it.
you for knowing I'm the kind of bucket of shit
Yeah.
who knew it would be a yes.
It's like if your girlfriend cheated on you and then handed you like a book and said, "Well, here's the like reason though. It wasn't really me." And then it's like
Yeah.
the
Here's
whole
what
book is
happened.
like.
You'd look at it like, well, I got to give this. You put the effort in.
That's what I'm saying. It's like he keeps going, but the thing is like I don't even know who that dude was. It's like the whole book's like that. And you're like, all right, dude, I can tell you're lying there. Where's the next piece of real information? It's fun to read it, as a fascination with it.
But yeah, the Bronco chase happens on June 17th, where OJ agrees to turn himself in, and then no shows, and then every traffic and police helicopter in LA goes looking for him. They find the white Bronco. That becomes
405.
On the 405 freeway, which, by the way, to this very day, as a tour guide, I'm telling you, anytime I'm on the 405, the people always go, which highway was that OJ on? I'm like, that's this one. Like, oh, wow, that's crazy. Where did he get off? I'm like, Sunset Boulevard to Brentwood. Oh, wow. Like,
That's
to
where he
this
got
day.
off?
Yeah, that's where he lived in Brentwood. Yeah, Rockingham Drive.
Still a weird exit to get off of. I'd almost go further and double down.
While he was thinking at that moment in time.
Well, when all the
Sorry, I did somebody in Westwood, so my brain has real opinions about those 4 stops.
when all of the streets have been blocked off for you, options are available.
Fair. I mean, that's really the ideal way to drive through Brentwood if we're talking.
Well, and the thing is, like,
block up the street.
People have the nerve to call that a low speed chase, and I'm like, that is the fastest anyone's ever gone on the 405. It's
true.
40 miles an hour.
God bless you for making that joke.
But that's one of my tour guide jokes. But yeah,
that was. I remember being furious because it was interrupting Power Rangers.
well, it was also
And some,
interrupting
basketball shit,
Yeah,
right?
the Houston Rockets.
Oh, that's a fucking great
and
30 for 30 documentary.
I was gonna say, yeah. So somebody tweeted at us and was like, just discuss that whole day, and I'm like, I will do a Patreon episode on
100%.
June 17th, 1994, or one of these days, because it's that's an amazing documentary.
NHL Finals, NBA Finals, Jack Nicklaus, the golfer's last
day of the Masters.
and something. Oh, and OJ.
Yeah,
It's
OJ.
like, and each one of them has like a crazy narrative and all these things, and literally all of it is overshadowed by sports in a whole other level.
The whole thing is,
and it's all
pastiche. There's no narrative. It's just like, it just starts in chronological and goes through the entire day and then cuts between the crazy shit that's happening in real time.
It's so if there's nothing I've ever seen quite like. Again, 30 for 30 was the most interesting filmmaking company in the last 20 years.
Easily.
Yeah,
And it's like a weird collage art film that is also wildly informative and really socially interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, OJ gets back to his house. There's helicopters above. Peter Jennings comes on the ABC Nightly News, and shout out to my friend at Clay Cutler, reminded me of this because I had forgotten. While they're on the air, they get a call from a man who says that he is across the street from the house and he can see OJ in the Bronco.
I can ask everybody to be quiet for a moment. We have on the phone with us as well Robert Higgins, who lives in the neighborhood and is on the ground and can see inside the van. Mr. Higgins.
Yes, how are you?
Just about as tense as you are, sir.
Oh, my Lord, this is quite the tensest.
What
This
can you
is
see?
on the news.
Well, what I'm looking at right now is I'm looking at the van, and I see OJ kind of slouching down, looking very, very upset. Now, look at here. He look very upset. I don't know what he gonna be doing.
Can you see him doing anything specific? Is he merely sitting there?
He is just sitting around, just looking like he'd be very nervous.
Can you hear anything, Mr. Higgins?
It's just too much commotion. I'd be in the back of a news van, so I can't really hear that good, but I can see it all. And I see OJ. I see OJ, man, and he looks scared. And I would be scared because there's cops all deep in this.
Thank you, Mr. Higgins.
And Baba Booey to y'all.
Baba Booey, Baba Booey.
How 90s. What a way to end it.
I had to include that. And the funniest shit is at the end, a producer comes in and he goes, Peter, just to let you know, that is a code phrase from a radio show. And Peter Jennings has the funniest line where he just goes, yeah, I know. We have that on this coast, too. You don't have to tell me. I know Baba Booey, you fucking moron.
Fucking idiot. I'm doing a job right now. That's amazing.
I'm familiar with the king of all media.
Yeah, I know Fart Man, okay?
Big old fart band.
Yeah. But yeah.
Baba Booey to you, too.
And June 14th, the Vancouver Canucks lose to the New York Rangers in Game 7 of the 1994 Stanley Cup Finals. This led to what is known as, hilariously, the first Stanley Cup riot in Vancouver. And
You never forget your first.
Yeah, 70,000 people descended on downtown Vancouver and did $2 million worth of damage. 17 years later, the Canucks would lose to the Boston Bruins, and in the exact same way, they would do it a riot again. So, yeah.
Nice work, hockey.
Yeah, and that is the end of part 1.
Yeah, time to pee.
Yeah.
Time to pee and drink energy drink.
Yeah, let's go around and do plugs right quick in case some of us have to drop off, which is totally understandable.
Sure.
Seth, where can people find you online?
You can find me online on Twitter and Instagram. It's my name, Seth Pomeroy. Also, I am on Letterboxd talking about movies all the goddamn time.
Aw.
Seth Pom. No EROY.
Hell yeah.
You'll find me there.
Brandie, where can people find you?
You can find me on all the stuff at Brandazzle. And then my podcast is called Lady to Lady. Come check that out. And I have an album called Opinion Cave wherever you listen to comedy stuff.
Kyle, where can people find you
That was
online?
clean. I'm pulling your full format. I'm
Yep,
Kyle
all
Clark is Rad on Twitter and Instagram. And then I have a podcast called This Is Rad, an album called Absolute Terror.
Hell yeah. Find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rivers Langley. You can follow the show on Twitter at The Goods Pod. Every episode ever, youtube.com/The Goods Pod. The best way to support the show, head to patreon.com/The Goods Pod. Join the Tower of Power. Second best way to support the show, head to Apple Podcasts. Rate, review, and subscribe. Show that attitude of gratitude, because if you do not have the attitude of gratitude, Daddy, someone with O.J. Simpson's blood will saw off your head. The Goods from the Woods was recorded and edited by me, Rivers Langley. You can find our show on Twitter at The Goods Pod. Our theme song was composed by Jonas, the Space Cowboy.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.